Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video. It's the morning after Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. Yet another L. We should, I'm going to be real with you, we should be out of the top four, but Leicester City out-bottled us yesterday, and it's the only reason that we've ended the season in fourth place. It's underwhelming. It's so underwhelming. I'm not even going to sit here and try and hype it or anything. We played like trash for 90 minutes and just scraped top four by the skin of our teeth. But we're here, I guess. We've achieved our aim for the season. Yay, I guess. I really don't know what to make of it because we did that in the most underwhelming way possible. Possibly the most embarrassing way possible, too. Like, we should have, for all intents and purposes, been out of the top four with that result and with that performance. But we're still in the top four because Leicester City fumbled the bag at the final 15 minutes. It was kind of embarrassing from them as well, but we'll take it as it comes because you know what, we need a bit of luck, especially with VAR fucking us over every single time possible. We got the gang here as well. All the links to these guys' socials are down in the description below, so check it out and give a follow if you guys haven't done so already. Scott, we'll start with you because we didn't get to speak to you either. Well, how's your day been, and how's the thoughts been on the Aston Villa game too?
Day's been good. In terms of the game, where do I start? Story of our season, basically. All I had to do, I said this before we came on, all I had to do was watch the highlights and I got a feel of how the game was. Watching the highlights often doesn't tell you the whole story of a game because it can't tell you like how the play is, how one team's playing, sort of thing. But it told me everything I needed to know. Like, we couldn't score, we couldn't do anything. Like, it kind of says a lot when our most attacking threat or our best shooter of the ball is Ben Chilwell in a game.
Yes, I was going to start with that as well. Fucking hell, Ben Chilwell's our best attacker from the 90 minutes. And half the time, all we did was whip crosses to him, which was useless anyway.
But if it wasn't for a brilliant save from Martinez, he would have had two. Like, and God almighty. I don't know just where to start. I know where I want to start, but just
start wherever you feel like you need to start. If you're gonna, we're all gonna talk about the front three eventually anyway, so you might as well just ride with that. Bullshit with all of them.
I'll tell you what. I was thinking about this before I came on. We keep saying we need a striker, right? We need a striker, yes. I'll tell you what we also need. We need like whoever's doing the attacking coaching, right? Demote them or sack them, and please get someone in who can teach these guys how to shoot. And that goes for everyone. Like,
yeah,
fuck me sideways.
Years, though. And we've rotated our entire attack now. We don't have the same attack from Sarri's season, and yet we still have the same dead finishing.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's got to be a coaching thing. It's got to be at this point as well. Like, just get like, I'm pretty sure Van Nistelrooy is a coach.
It's coaching. Or, we've changed.
Drogba's not doing anything. I think I'm pretty sure Didier's not doing anything.
Yeah, get Drogba in. Get Drogba in.
Go and get him. Teach these guys how to strike a football, please.
I'd get Drogba in just as a number 3 or 4 for the season. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh yeah. I can't take someone not being able to strike a ball. I can't take
someone. We've changed our backroom staff too, and we still have the same problem. I don't know. No, here's the thing. All these questions and all these other surrounding issues, I don't know what the main problem is. Is it just our scouting? It might just be our scouting, and we just always continuously look for the wrong profile of players. Like, I rate Timo Werner as a player, but we are still at the same point where it's like this guy struggles against low blocks every single time. He cannot handle it. And I get that we were kind of forced to play him in this sort of match, but all it did was expose it again. Like, Kai Havertz came on and he was amazing, and I get why he didn't start either because he was just coming off the injury. But it just makes the problem more glaring. We signed a striker for Premier League football who can't deal with low blocks, and half the Premier League gives us low blocks whenever we play them.
I don't think it's just a scouting thing, though, because we'll get to him, I'm sure, in more detail. But, like, Mount was terrible in front of goal yesterday, but he's from the academy. So it's not just a scouting problem. It is a problem, but it's not the only problem.
Don't say it 2 more times or Johnny's going to show up.
But if we're looking at it seriously, last season, obviously it was a horrible season in terms of how we played. But Lampard fashioned a team that was able to score goals. Like, we scored the third most goals that season behind Liverpool, who won the league, and Man City, who just score loads of goals anyway. So he managed to do that with like Willian and Tammy and Giroud. So it is to do, I think, with the system that we're playing. It prioritizes our defense, and our attackers are not quality enough to create their own chances in the final third. So they will only benefit in a system that prioritizes creating chances for them. And I don't think we have that system right now.
What I think as well with that is we saw with Lampard in his first season, a lot of it was like freestyle football. It was changing it up week after week after week on the fly. So it's not like you can't ever adapt. Like, so with our system, for example, Lewis is right. All you have to do is play a low block and it nullifies us a lot. But under Lampard's first season, it was like, you could play that, but then we'd have a way of playing around that, or do you come at us, but we have a way of playing. Like, it was all, you didn't know how to properly attack us or set up for us because it was just so scattergun with how we set up.
Sometimes we'd switch mid-game. I remember we'd be playing 5 at the back end and go to a 4.
Exactly. So it's proper like weird, and as well as someone's put, we were letting in goals for fun. So most teams would come at us because they go, oh, we can score, but then it was like, well, we're going to score as well. We're just going to get through that and score as well because of the quality of players we have shone through.
Yeah, I think even some of the players said that after Lampard got sacked, that like when they were talking about tactics, they were like, well, he just kind of told us to go out there and play. It was like, well, yeah, you could see that for sure. But this is like an eerie season, like the season, like it was just like the season right before we got Diego, where it was like we just could not score a goal. It was like impossible to score a goal. And then we got Diego and it was like, okay, now the game's over because he can score goals. So it's like, I feel like if we can get a clinical guy this summer, you'll see sort of a similar revival with the team. Like defensively with Tuchel, we know we're going to be sound. It's the same story. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about yesterday. Like, mission accomplished. I know it's like, obviously you want the win, but it's like better be lucky than good sometimes. And top 4 was the goal met on to the final. Like, I don't.
It's great. That's the thing, though. Like, if Leicester City had any bottle about them, they would have finished off Tottenham. And if they didn't sit deep in the last 15 minutes for no reason and completely change their game plan, we'd be talking about how we've bottled top 4 with the last game of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like, obviously when you have your own destiny in your hands and you don't take it, it's disappointing. But like you saw, I don't know if you saw the stat, but like Leicester spent 262 days in the top 4 this year, like way more than anybody.
I think they're one of the only teams to have not, like, in the entire season to have not left the top 4.
Like, I'd feel way worse about that than I would us, because it's like we only spent, I think, just over 100 days in the top 4 this season. Like, we had to work our way back. We were in 9th when Lampard got sacked. We had to actually earn our way back into the top 4. So I feel I'm fine. I'm happy with the fact that we just secured our goal. But yeah, I mean, it's just the same story. It was the same shit. Just attack. We can create. Spamming cross, like why Giroud didn't come on yesterday was a little surprising. Like, if you're gonna spam crosses, like just he's the one guy on the team who you can actually like get a ball into. I understand he hasn't played a lot, but like it's not gonna work if you're doing that to Werner. Like, so if that was your goal, like if that's how you were gonna play, they should have just put him on to have a shot at getting a goal playing like that. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, top 4 secured. It's tough to be critical of everybody in a game like that where it's like, you know, it was just shit all around. Everybody was shit. Rudiger was okay. That was like the only bright side. Chilwell was good, but it's hard to complain when you got top 4. Like, that was the goal.
You know, when people say Leicester bottle jobs, I actually don't think Leicester bottle jobs really. Yes, they lost top 4 again, but I feel like they struggle because they don't have them backing them financial, like of Chelsea money-wise. When they have injuries, they actually struggle, and I do feel for Leicester like that because they don't have the backing of like squad depth and stuff. Like Liverpool make excuses for like injuries, but they're a rich club, not like Leicester. So I don't think Leicester actually bottle jobs. I just think they shouldn't be consistently in top 4. Their club shouldn't be there. It should be Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. It should be those ones battling for, but they're not. It's actually Leicester. So I always say big up to Leicester for that. Yeah,
I agree with you, Chris, a lot. Like they shouldn't be there. But when you're there and you lose 4-0 to Newcastle at home, it's your own fault.
And
It's your
when
own
you
fault.
put
they definitely bottled it. Like
I was
They
saying,
did,
when you've been there
definitely.
the whole season, like the entire season,
I just think
from
it's
start
harsh
to
to
finish,
call
you've
them
been
bottle
top
jobs.
4. That's yeah. When you've been there,
They shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there. But once they're there, they shouldn't let go. You know what I mean?
Why shouldn't they be there? I don't understand that. They've won a Premier League before Tottenham, before Arsenal, and we consider those people.
Look,
They didn't win a Premier League for us.
Jester, the reason I say they shouldn't be there is
well,
because
I'm
look at the
saying
4
more
teams.
recently.
Look at the 4 teams that made top 4. They're all better squads than Leicester. Leicester have a great squad, but Chelsea just spent 270 mil. Liverpool just won the league. Man City just won the league, and Man United are a good squad. They're better than Leicester in my opinion.
I would argue
they shouldn't be there.
United.
Yeah.
I
think their squad.
I agree with
Leicester's
Jester on
squad
here.
is better.
No, I'll be real. I agree with Jester here. I don't think it should be a big 6 anymore. It should be a big 5. You get rid of the 2 teams from North London and you put Leicester City in.
Yeah.
They've done enough over the last 5 years to be in there, in my opinion. If we're going to involve Tottenham in a big 6, like Leicester should be in there.
If we're talking about the second biggest club in London right now, based on this season, it's West Ham.
Correct.
I agree they should be in the big 6, but if you're saying like they should be in the top 4 and in the Champions League, I just don't think they're that good.
Did you comment said Leicester not a rich club? I meant rich as like Arsenal and Tottenham.
Like, these lot just keep dropping the ball at the final hurdle every time.
Fair enough. But it's 2 years on a bounce now, so
I know it's starting to become a regular feature for them, and this is going to be a thing where next season everyone's going to say, "Are Leicester going to actually make top 4 this season, or are they going to bottle it for a 3rd time?"
And
they need to stop this from becoming too regular.
At the beginning of the season, sorry to interrupt you.
Go
At the
for it.
beginning of the season, if everybody plays well, next season I expect the teams that are in the top 4 now to be in the top 4 again if they get their signings. The problem is Liverpool pissed about and were terrible. Chelsea are pissing about and can't score a goal. So then it looks like Leicester have a great chance. Do you know what I mean?
I think next year, I could see Liverpool being in some trouble maybe for top 4 with their squad that they have currently. They're going to lose a few players. They brought in Konate, not guaranteed. That's true, but it's an aging squad for sure. I mean, there's no guarantee Salah will stay there this summer. Mane could find his way out if he wants to leave. They're going to lose Wijnaldum. You know, Van Dijk's going to come back, but we don't know if he's going to come back the Van Dijk he was before his injury.
He wasn't Van Dijk before the injury either. They got smashed. Remember, they got smashed 7-2.
Yeah,
Van Dijk in the squad.
Yeah, so they were leaking goals for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, so that's a squad that's going to need some tune-ups here soon if they want to stay relevant in the top 4 next year.
I see it being Liverpool or Man United that could potentially drop out of this one of them. Man United, if they don't make any big signings. Liverpool as well, if their board kind of takes the piss like they did last summer. I could see it being either of them that drop out. Leicester City actually move serious for the entire season. Big up Roca as well, saying bring home the Belgians, Hazard and Lukaku. I don't know if you guys heard the news as well, but apparently Real Madrid have put Hazard on the transfer list, and Hazard wants to return back to Chelsea next season.
Can I speak on that, please? I don't understand why everybody's out there twerking for Hazard, because to me this is simple. It's like a girlfriend that treated you like crap and left you, and now you're like, oh, it was so amazing. I want her back, and you will do anything to go. Why? He said, I'm done with you. I want to go to my dream team. Well, you're at your dream team. The grass isn't always greener over on the other side now, is it? Leave him there. We do not need him. Why would you bring back somebody who is not fit? That doesn't make any sense. Plus, he rejected you. Okay? It's like we're not soy boys. We're not beta males. If somebody rejects you, you don't come crawling back and say, "Oh yeah, now come back to us. You're done with Chad over there. Come back to us now." No, man, I ain't having that. Get the hell out. You made your decision. You made your bed. Now go sleep in it. If that means you're playing back in France next year or Serie A, go. But your time here is done, and you made that choice. We didn't make it. You left us in a lurch in a transfer ban.
I don't think Hazard treated us like crap, though.
Yeah, I didn't treat us. He fucked his Real Madrid career up because he stayed with us too long.
Yeah.
I've already said if Hazard was serious about wanting to play for Real Madrid, he would have forced to move out years ago. He wouldn't have left at 28.
He'd have left that year we finished 10th, wasn't it, under Mourinho, where he got sacked?
Even now, when we won the league the first time and he won Player of the Season, he could have left then. That's when Bale left.
I agree with the point on the injury thing, which is why I'd say I'd only want him back if we can get him for a decent price, like a reduced price. But I think he would offer something in this squad, and Tuchel's, I think, the right guy to coach him, because I think we see with Zidane where it's like, if you aren't his boy, he doesn't rate you, he doesn't like you, he couldn't give a shit about you. And I think we've seen that with too many players at Real Madrid, where it's like, if you're not his guy, he ain't interested. He just is not interested.
I don't disagree with you, Jester. I felt a lot like that. I loved Eden Hazard. He was probably my favorite Chelsea player. But when he left, it's like, for me, you're right. But he got his spanking the last 2 years. He got his humbling. He didn't play. He didn't do anything for the club. They don't really like him there. So it's like, if you can get him for 30 or 40, you can get half the price of Sancho, and you can get him healthy. I think back at Chelsea, he would do really good things for us for another year or two. And I would like to see him back, to be honest with you. It didn't feel right when he left. It doesn't look right. Him in a Madrid uniform when they played Chelsea this year, it didn't look right. It didn't feel right. And I think he knows, I think he knew pretty early on, oh man, this was probably a bad idea. So I would take him back. Like Scott said, if you can get him for a cut rate price, a good deal, if they just want him out and they'll sell him and take the hit, I think he's a good option for us, especially with Tuchel. Like you said, with Tuchel, the way he plays, the attacking mindset we have, he's going to be able to get the ball deep into space. I would take him. But I understand. I understand your point, Jester. It's like, now you gotta live with your decision. But
people saying for Bale, Eden Hazard's done at Real Madrid. Look at Bale at Real Madrid as well. He looked done, but now look at him at Tottenham.
Real Madrid
He's starting to do really well.
Bale never looked done. They just never
played him.
No, they never took to him because of how he was off the pitch. He never bothered to learn Spanish. He never bothered to interact with the other players. He never bothered to involve himself with all the other players or with the fans.
You, Lewis.
So he actually did a lot for them, but it was he never made an effort.
Okay, maybe not the same as Eden Hazard, of course, but
is that injured playing mad?
When is he doing really now? When is he actually injured for Tottenham right now?
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't play all that much.
Bale and Hazard are two different players. We should not bring Eden Hazard back to this club. We've just signed a boatload of players in the summer who didn't really perform. And if you sign a player who hasn't performed for 2 years, it's your own fault if he comes here and has a stinky season like he's been having at Real Madrid. It's a horrible decision. It's a horrible decision.
It depends on how much you prioritize him. If we bring him back to be our starter, then that's a bit of a howler from us. If he takes a pay cut and comes as a squad option, I don't think it's a bad decision from us.
Again, it depends on price. If we're talking squad option, it should be no more than 30, maybe 25 mil at the most.
Yeah, but
I don't think 25 mil we could get, but if you're talking 30, maybe 35, I think we could get that.
For a squad player who's not going to play a lot of minutes, and as well, another point, if he comes in...
But it's also the potential. Here's the thing: you give him a reduced option, a reduced role in the squad, and you don't rush him back to the team at all. You could actually have a better Eden Hazard within the space of a year when he's not got that much pressure on him, and he's allowed to just focus on getting his body back into shape.
It'll be a distraction for the club, because every time we're not playing well, why isn't Eden Hazard playing? That's going to be the first question out of every journalist and every fan's mouth. Why isn't Eden Hazard playing? And then why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You know what it's going to be. There's always going to be those fans.
I don't see why people would keep pushing that.
They would, because they're doing it now.
I'd say they're doing it with Hudson-Odoi, and this is not getting at Hudson-Odoi, but there's games where people will say, "Oh, why isn't Hudson-Odoi playing this game?" or "Why isn't this player that game?" And it's well, they're not the right player in this moment. But with Hazard, because of what he's done for us and what he's his image within the club. Imagine that under that 10. It will be every time we have a bad moment in a game, or every time we have, a bit where we're struggling. It's like, Hazard should be playing. He should be in the squad. He should be playing this moment, that moment. It's like it all of a sudden it just creates a snowball effect where Hazard just becomes the focus of everything.
One sec. People are asking for the link as well in the comments.
This might sound crazy, but if you saw the picture that Lewis put it earlier about Hazard, though, I can't lie. If I'm being brutally honest,
this one,
he was so fat.
He wasn't that fat, is he?
You don't even look big.
I don't think he looks fat.
Well, how's he look fat then?
He's on the Luke Shaw diet.
Tuchel will sort him out, lads. Tuchel will sort him out, man.
Yeah,
what are you saying about potential rumours linking Hazard back to Chelsea?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think he's the player we lack mentality wise, quality wise. I would bring him back. I think our medical team will sort him out. He loves the
because they do a great job now.
Well, no, but he come to London. He come to London, didn't he? There was rumours he came to London for surgery, and then he went back and Real Madrid rushed him in because of Champions League. So I don't really. I think with us, we would nurture him in the right way. We'd look after him. He knows Chelsea's his home, man. He shouldn't have left. He knows that. He should never have left, but he did, and we got a load of money. We bought players, and to be honest with you, he walks into. If we did sign him, he walks into a side with a lot of quality, a lot more quality than when he was there. Personally,
no question.
So
I think
if
he does come in,
that'll benefit him.
Why?
Does anyone actually
would you guys swap Ziyech for him?
You don't swap anyone. I mean, you could do, but I don't think we need to.
I don't want Hazard back, but
we would get him for nothing. How much would we pay? 40 million.
The number I saw was between 30 and 40.
Yeah, I mean, we're going with 30 million. Obviously, we're going with the cheapest option possible. And to be honest with you, they want Mbappe, right? From what I'm hearing, they want to put in a bid for Mbappe. So that will only help them. We're in a strong position, and we've made money regardless on Hazard. So bringing him back for 30 mil I'd do it, man. Let him finish career at Chelsea.
But it's not that Hazard you're bringing back. It's not the Hazard you remember. It's the Hazard you've seen at Real Madrid for the last 2 years.
But we haven't seen him. Yeah, he's been injured. We haven't really.
But that's exactly
Hazard.
Right. That's what you're going to get.
Hey, you never know. You never know. He comes back and he's fully fit, and Real Madrid are the mud.
What makes you age? Your body gets better.
Yeah, what makes you think this Real Madrid thing is Real Madrid's the reason he's been injured all this time, and at Chelsea the injuries are just going to disappear. It doesn't work.
I will say it is a factor they haven't helped, but I would say that what we're seeing with Hazard is a similar thing to what has happened with Pulisic. I'm not saying they're the same level of player in terms of talent, but Pulisic had a period where he was easily our best player, got injured, came back, wasn't the same player, was taking some time, and people just got on him straight away. Got on his back straight away, and he never really got back to full fitness until later on in this season. And with Hazard, it'll be the same thing where you're going to have to nurture him for longer because his injuries are worse than Pulisic's. You're going to have to get him to a weight and a fitness level that he can deal with and is beneficial for the team, which could take half a season with how bad it is at the minute with him.
No, but he's already slimmed down. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. It's getting back to full fitness. And with Hazard, it's like we've seen how this league is. It's one challenge from someone or one bad moment, bad movement. He could be out for 2 months or a few weeks.
Did you not hear that with his latest injury, it could have been career threatening?
Yeah.
He could have never played again. That's what we're talking about.
We're being real, he shouldn't have. Like, his injury, a medical doctor said that he shouldn't play again.
Yeah.
But have you guys seen Real Madrid's
I'd just let our medical team go check him out and make
Real Madrid's injuries this season.
They've had like 50 plus. They had 50 plus injuries this season. That's not a coincidence. So
fucking Sanitas tax.
That's Hazard's fault for not keeping in shape at an older age.
So what about all the other players like Ramos, Carvajal, Valverde?
They're breaking down. They have so much tread on the tires. You don't understand that your playing time is not infinite. It has to do with your genetics, how many games you've played, how many minutes you put in,
Jester,
the injuries you've had. All
you
those
gotta
things
look
come
in-
into play.
You got to look.
Johnny,
also
just one
take-
sec.
Go on,
Rokar
go on.
says Havertz is still a world-class player. He will surely come strong in the Euros. Respect him. We'll take him any day above our attackers.
I'll be real.
I'll be real. Our attackers, I can't even defend them at this
Also,
point.
Yeah,
Johnny,
of course,
what you say?
I'm gonna put this out there as
I-
well.
I-
He doesn't start for Belgium in the Euros.
I was going to say this with
course
Real
he does.
Madrid when he went to
I don't think he
America.
does. I think it'd be Mertens, Lukaku, and De Bruyne as the front three.
They
I
were
don't
in
think he starts.
transition.
Bruyne's not going to play on
And
the
they
wing.
said-
either.
I'm pretty sure he's going to
They
start.
don't play. They
Roberto
sometimes
Martinez
play with
said it
a
that he's
10
going to be
and
ready
two
for the Euros.
Yeah, I don't think he starts for Belgium. I think it's Mertens.
So more
Lukaku,
miles
and
on the
De Bruyne.
tires before he would come in the Euros. More miles. You want him to
When,
have a whole
when
summer
Hazard
off
when
doing
Hazard
nothing.
left for Real Madrid were in transition. All right. Whether you like it or not, they're coming to the end of their cycle. And we beat them. We can see that they are coming to the end of the cycle, and they were depending on Hazard to bring what they missed with Ronaldo, which is ridiculous because they're different players. So he's had a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He's already in an aging team, and I think that he's just been very unlucky as well. And I don't think they've rushed him back every time because they can't afford to not have him not playing because of the money they spent. So I think that's damaged him as well, in the sense of us buying him back. If our medical team would obviously assess him, like properly, thoroughly check him out, and if they think that we can get him back to the old, not the old Hazard, but get him back to full fitness and enough for him to play 25 games or 30 games in a season, then I'm down for it. Like, bring him back. But if they feel that he's a 60%, 6% he's good, 40% risk, I don't know. I think your percentage of him getting that bad injury again has to be, I'd say 25, 30% max.
But that's not
to
going to
bring
happen.
back.
He, because of the age, because of the mileage, and because of the previous injuries, he is always going to be at high risk for injury because that's number one. Also, the way he plays, he invites those challenges that could cause injuries because of the way he plays. So you're not going to get the old Hazard. You're just going to get a old Hazard. If you understand
but
what
we
I'm
put
saying.
him in our team, man.
But Madrid's
He's-
problems aren't his
just-
performances. It's more to do with his availability. They're not annoyed at his performances.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he
the
did
performance
play.
is
He did
dreadful as well.
play. He did play pretty good towards the end of the season when he was coming back. He put in some decent performances.
Yeah, exactly. He plays
They're
better.
they're just an aging team. They rely too much
Yeah.
on him, and he's not that player that's going to back you 25, 30 goals a season. He's just not that guy. And
Yeah.
Ronaldo was that
I
guy.
highly
Yeah,
doubt
Jack-
Tuchel wants him. Can't see it happening. To be fair, from Tuchel's point of view, I feel like the last thing you'd need is an Eden Hazard as well. You want to go for a striker and a DM and a centre back first.
But he's cheap, man.
And
That's
obviously,
cheap.
Yeah,
That would be the only way we get him, though, if he is cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Doesn't
saying
matter.
break the bank and pay 50, 60 million. I
But
wouldn't do
here's the
that.
thing: if they're trying to push for a Haaland or an Mbappe, why would they sell Hazard on the cheap to finance that when they need the money from it?
Plus, as well, I don't
It's the
think with
wages.
Mbappe, I don't think Mbappe's going till January at the earliest.
Can't see it.
Because he's already said in an interview he wants to see what project PSG are going to build in the summer, and that will determine whether he signs a new deal, which runs out next year. So if he doesn't sign a new deal, they'll have to sell him in January.
PSG as well. This is their only chance to sell him.
Real don't even have the money.
Yeah, if
guys.
PSG don't sell him now, then
No, but
They
they will
have
sell him in.
money.
They'll try and sell him
Actually,
in.
fund that. Can we just go and get Mbappe?
I wish. I wish.
If we're
Money
even
talks,
talking
money
about
talks,
this on a
money
one-year
talks.
contract too, fuck it.
So they got like I don't.
I mean, I don't know. Why are we not going for these players? I mean, why is
We
it
haven't
just
got the ability to get him.
Because
Well,
everyone's
I-
too busy
I
wanking
think
into
money-
a sock over Declan Rice.
money talks, doesn't it? If we put the money down, we could at least have a go.
Yeah, but
See, I think that
At least
Johnny,
test the waters.
Johnny, I think the thing with some of these guys, like your Mbappe's and your Haalands, they have this idea in their head of what playing for Real Madrid is. And in my opinion, like
Hey, look at
joining
you now.
Real
You're
Madrid right
shy.
now. No, but I'm saying, like in my opinion, joining Real Madrid right now is a terrible idea.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
It's an
Mbappe's got a
aging.
better chance to win
I
the
don't think it
Champions
is.
League with
I
PSG.
honestly don't think it is. It depends on who they get in the summer in terms of a manager. That will be a big thing.
It's either
Because
Allegri.
if they,
Allegri, yeah.
Yeah, but
that's a good manager, and that's someone you can learn off of.
Yeah, but
I know he's going to build something. And it's like with Mbappe, the thing with me is he has said as well in the same interview I talked about is he loves he would ideally stay at PSG for as long as he could until Madrid came in because he loves the city, he loves the club, he loves playing there. The only reason he'd move is because he doesn't like where the project is going.
He's got
he would stay there until
there's not one Spanish player that's got into the Spain side from Real Madrid for the first time.
That's because Luis Enrique's a bit of a bell end. That's because Luis Enrique's a bit of a bell end. And,
bro, he has Adama Traore in the team.
This guy has Diego Llorente for Leeds in the team.
Real Madrid are Barca.
That's how you know he doesn't.
Now Messi and Ronaldo.
Is Dave in the team?
They're not the same.
Yeah, he is.
He's the only right back in the team.
Holy crap!
He's right back.
Is that the first tournament squad he's made?
Yeah.
No, he made
he's made it, but he doesn't
made
start.
the 2010 one, didn't he?
He played the last World Cup.
He didn't make the World Cup squad. The one that they
won.
won.
I think he was in it, wasn't he? He just didn't play.
He was in the last one, but he didn't play. He was in the last one.
He wasn't in any of the qualifier squads.
Playing.
They won the World Cup in 2010, didn't they? And he weren't in that squad.
He was in the 2018 one.
He's definitely been in a squad. He just didn't play that much.
I don't think he did any of the qualifier squads. I don't think he was in any of those.
That's sick that he did it, though. Big up him.
He's going to be playing so much. He's the only fucking right back in that squad. He's not
going to play, though.
Oh, wait, Llorente can play right back, dude.
I missed him.
He could play. He does in Atletico squad.
Yeah.
He has played right back or right wing back.
Because they've got a stacked midfield with.
Anyway, bun Real Madrid. I hate Real Madrid. I don't want to talk about Real Madrid.
I just think it's a bad idea right now to go there. I don't see them like the project isn't there yet. It's not there yet.
If he was the final piece to winning a trophy, maybe.
Yeah.
But we have other.
They should have really went for Mbappe. They should have. I don't know why they actually went for Hazard so much.
It's
kind of weird.
He literally won't join. He has no reason to.
Well, I just like he would have signed. Don't you think he would have signed a new deal already by now, though, Scott?
No, but that's what wasn't leaving. He said he's waiting because he wants to see the project that PSG are going to build. Because if they're going to build something where they can actually challenge this season, he's going to sign a new deal. But he's waiting for that. That's what he's waiting.
They're not. Like they re-signed Neymar.
They just love League One.
Yeah.
League One, man, for the first time.
PSG,
God knows how long.
PSG is like I feel like they are what they are, man. Like that they.
But we've already seen, like with last season, they can compete at the top level. And this season, they weren't exactly terrible. Like, yeah, they ended up losing to Man City, but against Bayern, they destroyed
They should have really got better and got to the final after last season, but they didn't. They actually did worse.
Didn't PSG beat Barcelona too?
I just think that they're not as good as everyone thinks they. I just don't think they're that great. I don't think PSG are that great.
Manager. They lost their they sacked their manager.
Pochettino is obviously Tuchel was their manager, and maybe if he was managing them, who knows? Maybe he would have won it for them. But I mean, they're just not. They're not that great. I think since they let go of Silva as well, I think that's affected them.
Sometimes I don't know what people expect from them. I mean, they've not
flawless. Where are you at flawless?
Yeah,
they've knocked out Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and they're not better than City. So if you thought they were better than City, that's on you. Like
I was going to say, everyone wants to look at. Sorry to interrupt. Everyone wants to look at City and go like, oh, because they lost to this team, they're not that good. They're a great squad. It's just that every single season their mentality went out the window. And it's the same thing with like PSG, where it's like their squad is actually very good. They're just missing a couple pieces. But it's just when it comes to the problem is their mentality.
Right.
Neymar, when he doesn't get his
you know who they actually might need in their squad? It's a Varane to help him in defence as well, like Marquinhos. I think they do good, and another fullback.
They need a midfielder
they have a good defense.
Calm everything down.
Scott, I think you're hitting on something with the mentality, because for me, like teams like PSG, they don't ever have to like fight for anything. Like they might have a tough game here and there in Liga, but like generally they don't have to fight for much. Like teams in the PL, like City, Chelsea, like almost a weekly basis is a fight. Like you gotta fight to get your 3 points. Like it's generally it's like you're barely like walking over teams in the Premier League. And then when you get to those big competitions, you're used to having to dig deeper and find something. Like
I'll be real. I think we're overhyping the Premier League here.
I mean, yeah, it's not the it's not.
Nah,
You know,
I don't think so.
1
Martin says
teams.
hires Thomas Tuchel to win the Champions League and end up losing Champions League in the league. PSG way. Love to see them dirty bottle jobs in the mud.
Yeah, in the mud.
I mean, there's plenty of games this season where in Ligue 1 where it's been a struggle and it's been a tough game for them and for other teams. Same as it would be in the Premier League for us or City or whoever.
Like they've just lost the league to Lille. Like
on 5 points.
Did you see their
no
video?
disrespect to Lille, they're a great side, but like it's nowhere. It's not a comparison to the Premier League in terms of the quality of the better teams.
Well, and if you just look at like Europe, the last 2, so now we're in back-to-back All England Champions League finals. Now you had All England Europa League last year. You've got an English squad that's probably going to win the Europa League this year. Like, I mean, I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe to say that
the quality of Europe is not good then.
Yeah, I was going to say plus as well. If we're doing this thing of PSG win the league every year, 4 of the last 5 years, City have won the league. So what does that say about the Premier League? And look at the league last year where Liverpool whooped it.
But that's not the same though, because the quality of the teams in third, like Chelsea, are 4th. We just scraped 4th, and we're in the Champions League final. So the quality of the teams that are higher.
We can do this though with other years where we go back and look at other years where it's like an all German final or an all Spanish final or an all. Whatever, but that's not to say that the leagues are weak or strong or anything.
But in those years, those German teams were stronger than the English teams. Well, in some
does that mean the league was better?
No, but it fluctuates. I'm not somebody that thinks all the time the French league will always.
I agree. I agree with that, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
right now,
how they rate the Premier League, I don't think it's as good as people rate it. It's certainly good. I don't think it's as good a league as people make out.
I think
the overall quality of the league has still dropped.
Yeah.
Scott, I think the difference is the money available via TV rights is
that's
much more in the Premier League than it is any other league in Europe. So we had that's why the Super League came about, is because the other big leagues were going, well, why can't we cash in on
you notice who half the teams were in there were English teams because they had the money or they had the pulling power. Should I say because of
they didn't want to be left out. That's why they joined.
No, but like you don't see, like for example, Marseille and Lyon weren't in there, or Sevilla wasn't in there, or Atalanta, who could have finished second yesterday if they didn't lose to Milan, they weren't involved. Or
why would they?
Weren't involved.
Why would they be involved?
Ajax, man. Ajax.
Yeah, Ajax. Like this is my point. Is that
Ajax? Yeah, I agree with Ajax, but the others, I don't really see.
I just look at it plain and simple like this: we are the 4th best team in England, judging by the league this season. Right? We beat every 4th best team in every other league. Hands up. We beat the 4th best team in Spain. We beat the 4th best team in Germany. We beat the 4th best team in France. We beat the 4th best team in Italy. We beat all of them.
You're saying we did beat all?
We beat the
I'm saying we're better.
We beat the best team in Spain 3-0.
Yeah.
I don't know if we beat.
Twice we beat them.
Did Juventus finish 4th?
I think sometimes in Spain,
Juventus
sometimes Spain, Germany, and France, they build like 1 or 2 amazing teams that are better than all of the Premier League. Like there's times when Real Madrid have been better than all of our teams, or Bayern Munich last year were better than all of our teams. But I think on average, the main bulk of good teams, like we have a top 6. Those leagues, top 6, don't compare to ours. Do you know what I mean?
We got minerals, bro.
Who's in the kitchen?
No.
Like bound to deliver the minerals.
Someone's whipping in the kitchen. Can we talk about our front 3, guys?
Oh
What?
god.
Can we talk about our front 3?
Yeah.
Our front 3. Oh, what minute are you in the game now?
I'm at 41.
Yeah, now I know why you want to talk about the front 3.
Pause it now.
Shit. Go on, Oscar. What's your thoughts on the first
Please,
half?
Oscar.
You have the floor.
Please, Oscar.
I don't like, because I saw the meltdown on Twitter and I thought we played terribly. But the first half an hour, we actually played really well. We actually had the ball in their half a lot of the time. We were trying to create things. In the final third, Werner, Pulisic, Mount, they just flat to deceive, man. Every time they get the ball, it's like they don't know what to do.
That's what I'm saying. Just because our front 3 is bad doesn't mean the whole team's bad.
There was one point when I almost screamed, in the stream. Werner miskicked the ball and it hit like the Aston Villa player's hand and he was calling for a penalty. And I was like, how can you miskick like a weighted cross that's not even powerful?
The one that fell down to him perfectly and he missed the whole shot, right?
Completely miskicked it.
That's when I said to myself, I don't know how much longer can I keep defending Werner, man.
I said he has to end the season, and we have one game left of the season. Next season, I'm not going with the same energy. He has to start finishing.
I understand.
The crazy thing about
score goals. I mean,
the crazy thing about being a Chelsea fan is you can watch Chelsea. You can watch Chelsea for the first 15 minutes and know straight away how the game's going to go. They're one of the one teams you can watch the first 15 and be like,
Josh, didn't I say this? I watched the highlights
of
the game and knew exactly how the game went.
Yeah.
I watched the highlights. It was like 7 minutes or 8 minutes. I watched the fucking highlights.
Can you imagine on Saturday if Werner's through on goal, he has just that one chance to put it in and he just doesn't, and everyone's going to go
imagine
crazy.
if he actually buries
10 minutes, man.
Yeah,
if he buries it, fair enough, then people give him his
10
credits. But if he misses it, then I think that's it. Everyone's done with him.
Come on, if Werner scored the Champions League winning goal, I mean, he goes down in history, man.
What if Kepa wins the Champions League?
Never.
Well, yeah, if he does with a save, then
that's nice, like fairy tales and that. But like, does it look likely that Werner will score? Probably not, man.
Werner's the creator. He's not even a scorer this season.
Don't worry, Johnny. Your inquiry will be addressed.
Who is the scorer? Because I see us get to the final third on so many.
Jorginho's our scorer.
There's no one to aim for.
Jorginho and Chilwell.
Lowest top scorer since 1975.
Jester, you shoot as much Novocaine into those ribs of Mendy as you possibly can fit into him. Just any injection you can put in those ribs, you put in those ribs, my man. Like
I'm just saying, it's possible because of the injury that
he starts
the game. He wins the Champions League, and now he's won the Europa League for us and the Champions League. You just have to laugh.
Put respect on Kepa's name, man.
To be fair, Kepa got us into the Europa League final.
Clutch player, innit?
I'll cry if he starts because De Bruyne's gonna pip him from like 30 yards out.
The Man City players are thinking about it now. They're like, it's Kepa playing.
Man City players are practicing their long shots in training right now.
KDB's taking all the deep shots.
Yeah, like KDB's like, give the ball to me every time. Give the ball to me every time.
We can't give any
outside and bang. He'll shoot.
We can't give any free kicks outside the box.
KDB will line up as a false 9 in that game for sure.
Wait, so guys, what's your front three for the final then? Because every week it changes, doesn't it?
Werner, Havertz, Mount.
You know what I realized? You see the FA Cup final when Pulisic came on, everyone's like, oh, we need Pulisic.
Mount Havertz.
Last game, when Havertz came on, we're like, oh, now we need Havertz in our front three. We need Havertz. It changes every game.
Who? Is that Fabio?
Do you know what? Someone's put it. Mahrez is going to have a field day as well. He's going to be like wanting to lick shots every fucking time he gets near the bottom.
No question.
The thing is, with the front three, that's the problem. Is I don't even know what to play. Like, I don't even know what to play anymore.
It's got to be
different. I don't want him to overthink and try. Just do like we've beaten him twice. Just do what you do, Tuchel. Don't be throwing Reece James's, you know what I mean, in the pivot and all that malarkey. Just keep it as it was. I'd probably have Pulisic as an impact player, so keep him on the bench.
Yeah,
his last two performances haven't been.
What? So Werner, Havertz, Mount free.
No, I think Werner, because of the way City play, Werner's got that pace that.
Werner, Havertz, and Mount.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying the last time we played City,
yesterday. No. The thing is,
striker, and then you have Ziyech and Mount.
Ziyech.
I'll go Havertz.
Are we doing the Ziyech experiment again?
I'll go Havertz, Johnny. I can't lie.
Yeah, no Ziyech. It's got to be Havertz.
He made the difference. He just holds the ball, man. None of them hold the ball enough up front.
I'll go
Havertz. I don't think Ziyech holds the ball. You know that.
No, he does.
He just
pins it because we lose it when he has it. Like he holds it and then he loses it.
It's because he's too one-footed.
Yeah.
He's just trying.
Like Mahrez will say he's left-footed, but he can use his right as well if needed.
No, but the thing is, you know what the difference is between like Mahrez and like Robin and those type of players that are one-footed is they're explosive and they use their pace to get onto that 1 foot and like cut inside with it, whereas Ziyech hasn't got that explosiveness.
Yeah, Ziyech is not a dribbler.
Break away from a player to get onto that left foot. So if you just stand him up and push him onto his weaker foot, then you're fine as a defender.
Yeah, I hear you.
I just think
you don't see Ziyech beating his man.
I just think you got to do Werner, Havertz, and Mount, and whether it's Havertz or Werner up top, but I don't see another three that you can play right now right there. Pulisic, I love Pulisic. He's an amazing player, but I think he's got to probably come off the bench in this one.
I think we should play Cho, Tammy, and Misonda.
What about pivot? Jorginho and Kante probably.
No,
Kante has to fucking play, please.
Like,
no
Jorginho. So looking, I don't think
no Jorginho.
No Kovacic. Jorginho plays, no Kovacic.
I think
Jorginho has to play.
You can't have Kovacic and Kante. You guys want to leave a big gap in the middle.
Why not? I don't understand
that. And if De Bruyne is playing as the false nine or the cam,
Kovacic isn't match fit for me. He made a lot of dodgy moves yesterday.
He nearly let him score in the first half.
Yeah, he got caught out.
That wasn't his fault.
Hold on.
It was.
This is not his fault. Like, as in, it is his fault, but like, Jorginho passes him when he has a man on him. Like, Jorginho can see the man he can't see, and he passed it to the right side of his foot, which is where the player was coming from. So it's like McGinn just dispossessed him easily. I don't fully blame Cover for that.
I agree.
Yeah, but we said that about when Zuma passed it to Jorginho and no one cared.
Zuma passed it to Jorginho. Yeah, some people did. We had the conversation for about half an hour.
Yeah, Lewis ripped Zuma bad.
There was a reason for it. I say 50% stats,
Lewis,
50%
if you ripped him bad there, then you should really rip Jorginho there, man.
For what?
For that pass to Kovacic.
Which one?
The one that McGinn had a chance for, he put wide. I think that's more on Kovacic because I think he's got more than enough time to release it.
Yeah, but he had the man on him straight away.
We saw the same thing against Leicester.
I don't know if it's me. I don't recall which one you're talking about. When was this?
In the first half, about half an hour in, we have the ball in the middle, but we're passing it like.
And he got done by two players.
Jorginho is like 5 yards away from cover, and he can see that McGinn is right behind him. He passes it to him anyway. Cover takes one touch and he's dispossessed straight away.
He's got two on him from what I remember. Yeah,
poor pass. Fair enough.
No, it's a bit of both.
I said Jorginho weren't great today, but I said he was better than Kovacic.
There is a thing called one touch, just pass it straight away, like one touch pass as well. Like sometimes people do that, like pass it to defense instantly.
I think just Kovacic just does everyone with the eye. Like everyone loves him on the eye, but what does he actually do? In these last two games, he's not really been at it, if I'm being honest. And I think
because of his injury and match sharpness.
I get that, but I think it's too early. I just wouldn't put him in the final.
Johnny, he won player of the year.
Kante and Jorginho, then you're saying?
You can't just say that because against Atletico he was great. There was some games.
So you're saying
against Leicester, even though nothing came.
So you're saying
do you guys not
Kante and
remember the game
Jorginho?
against? Do you guys not remember the game against Spurs? The pivot, they were doing well against physical Tottenham side as well.
He's not in that form now.
Hudson-Odoi played that game,
not
so
in
he
that
played
form,
great.
man.
Tax.
He hasn't played for what? 12 games, Kovacic. So 10 games he hasn't played.
So you're saying Jorginho and Kante, right then? You're saying that?
Kante.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jorginho and Kante has to be the one.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kova and Kante, guaranteed.
No way.
Fuck me,
That's not happening.
That's
That's not happening.
Why are you so sure about that, Jester?
Who did the press conference today?
Oh, it was Kovacic. It was Kovacic.
That's not for that. There's another press conference anyway, so it doesn't
What, for the
matter.
final?
Was there a press conference today for?
Yeah, there was a press conference today. I was so surprised.
Yeah,
when
but
I saw it.
there's another one on Friday.
Yeah,
It was-
Yeah, but Friday makes sense. Like, why today?
Yeah.
I thought at least a Wednesday because they want to do the press before the final.
No,
Innit? So they want to build it up.
No, today's recovery session, isn't it?
You're telling me that Tuchel knows his lineup already for the final?
Yes.
Probably.
He
Yeah,
does.
he does. Yeah, for sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably does his too.
Yeah, he does.
I think he knows like 80% of the lineup already. Yeah, I would
He's
think
planning
so.
it already, man. They're
But like
training,
the
man.
midfield
Trust
pivot
me.
is so important that he's. I think he's got that down. I think the only things he might not know is maybe who am I playing wing back. You know.
Okay,
what I mean?
but the pivot of Jorginho and Kante has worked.
No,
this
the
season.
problem is he's got to be prepared for spanner in the works in what he wants to do, depending on what Pep does. Because Pep might surprise everyone and do something. You'll be like, what? And then that changes Tuchel's whole.
You know what? It could be the biggest
How would
surprise of all.
How would you guys feel about playing all three of them?
I said that. I said 5-3-2.
No,
Who would you drop out of the front three then?
Pep moves, that is.
I said we just go for pace up top, two pace up top.
If we were going to do that move,
It would be Mount that drops out.
It has to be Mount, yeah.
Which is why
He
I
won't
know.
do that.
But it's not going to
Tuchel
happen.
will not
Yeah.
do that.
No, and if we're doing that, we might as well play Mount in the midfield. Like,
it's going to be a 3-4-3. Let's get it right. It's going to be a 3-4-3. The only shouts are going to be, is Conte fit enough to play? And if he is, it's Kova Conte.
Oh,
what do you do at right center back? Do you play Aspie? Do you play Reece James? Do you play Christensen? And that'll inform you what you do at right wing back.
Lewis, do you think you'll play Christensen?
I would. After Dave's performance, getting sent off with that red card, I don't want to see him back.
Did you guys see the start of the game? All right, at the start of the game, I was a bit worried. All right, so it was just
you're not going to play your captain.
I'm not gonna lie.
Was that captain material what he did?
The last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but yesterday everyone was bad. Yesterday, everyone.
No, but that's not it, Johnny. Because you can play poor, but when you make a stupid mistake like hitting someone in the face, that's inexperienced. I don't expect that from Reece James. So
yeah, but that's
our captain can do that.
That's
everyone's frustrated.
Can't do that.
Everyone's frustrated.
And if we're talking about mentality,
to me that don't matter exactly because that's end of the season at least.
It's not like that. It's not like a red card affected
off. I would have thought.
Yeah, but why? You know, we saw John Terry lash out in the semi-final in the Champions League. Like
exactly, and that was ridiculous.
I know, and that's in the semi-final.
Yeah, but that was still bad. But that's my point. As a captain, you shouldn't be doing that. As a captain, you're meant to be the professional and the like. You're meant to lead by example.
He's playing against City.
But the reason I don't care Aspie did that because that's the last game of the season, last pretty much minute.
We can't. It's not like it affected our performance.
Yeah, it's not going to affect our next game.
We're sitting here talking about mentality, and it doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Who's been the captain for the last 3-4 years?
Yeah,
captains do it. Captains do it. John, one of our greatest, greatest centre backs.
I'm not making that point. So let me finish. Who's been the captain?
When company doing anything like that?
Aspie.
Right, and the mentality's been bad. We've said on here for the last 3 years.
No,
has to go back to the captain.
But you can't blame mentality on that instant because that happened.
You can't blame it on one player.
Because I seen John Terry lose it in the semi. Yeah, I seen John Terry doing the semi-final against Barcelona, and that's more important. But that's way more important. But that's way more important. This is the end of the game. We ended last game of the season in the Premier League. It don't matter.
And we've qualified.
But that doesn't make it okay, though.
I'm not saying it's okay to do it, but like blame like mentality on that. Like
it's not like look. If it cost us Champions League spot, as in we were 1-1. And he got sent off, and then they scored 2-1, and we're out of Champions League. Yeah, fair play, man. Yeah. It wasn't like that.
It was literally
I'm allowed to criticize someone in the moment for not being strong enough and not being calm enough to not lash out at someone.
I think it's a build up. That's a build up of frustration from the season. That's not just that game.
But Johnny, the point is everyone is frustrated. Mount is frustrated. Werner is frustrated.
What do you guys want to do? You want to strip him of his captaincy?
Everyone check out.
Can you let Lewis do super chat?
What do you want to do?
No, I'm just saying, everyone check out SVLE TV. He's doing a big fundraising quiz for. Let me know what it was for as well. But we're doing it on the 5th of June at 8 p.m. So guys, check it out and like and subscribe to his channel if you guys haven't done it already. You guys go off. I just wanted to give him the shout. I appreciate it.
Criticize him. I didn't say strip him. Never said strip him. I'm saying criticize him for what he did in that moment, and that's it. Like just criticize him.
Everyone, I'm getting the vibe that no one thinks he should play in the final.
If I see the team sheet, and
AC and James,
Rudiger, AC, Thiago Silva, and Reece James at wing back, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, but you know he's not going to do that. He's not going to not play Aspie.
Fair enough.
He played AC.
He will play Aspie. Trust me, he's playing.
He played AC against City.
Didn't he play Aspie as a right wing back against City?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
but
he'll probably do that again. He'll probably do that again. It's going to be a very defensive, tight game, and unfortunately, whether we like it or not, it's going to be down to whether we take our chances. And right now, we ain't taking no chances.
Well, I think it's down to whether we can defend. Fuck me sideways. We can't seem to defend sometimes either.
Yeah.
No, our defending's been
decent, both of the goals Aston Villa scored is fucking stupid defending.
Yeah, but we didn't take our chances as well. If we were 1-0 up, I don't think you're making those mistakes.
No, but we are. Look at all the goals we conceded under Tuchel. Bar the Tielemans one, and you can even nitpick that if you really want to. Bar the Tielemans one. Name me the last goal we conceded.
That was unfortunate.
That was actually genuinely. No, but name me the last goal under Tuchel that we conceded that wasn't just like, okay, hold your hands up, fair play. We couldn't do much about that. They're all
Yeah, but we've been so effortless. We've been flawless with defending, and when we do concede, it's like, or we go behind.
Yeah, but
it's a shock to the system.
City.
No one can take it.
Yeah, if it wasn't for defense, we wouldn't even be in top 4 right now.
We're not used to being behind in a lot of our games under Tuchel, and the games that we have gone behind only is the City game. If I remember, we were 1-0 behind. We come back 2-1 at the Etihad. That's the only game. Every other game we've not come back. 1-0 against Arsenal, we lost. West Brom, we didn't come back. Like,
exactly.
I mean, there's some sort of block when we go down. The team as a whole doesn't know how to react, and sometimes Tuchel's changes are not the best way to react.
Johnny, I think what you meant to say, there are no leaders in the dressing room to help get the side through that.
That's my point.
It's not even about leaders, man. I just think as a whole, like everyone's relying on Mount and in our front line. Who do you look to? You ain't got like that shithouse Lukaku, Diego Costa up front. In the middle of the park, you haven't got. You're looking at Jorginho as your vice captain, all right? Or Kante's not. Kante can lead by example, but he's not like vocal like Jorginho.
Why do we need leaders to get top 4 on the last day? That's what I don't understand. Why?
No, it's not that. It's in the moments. It's in the moments when you're as a team. You can tell a lot about character and mentality of the team when they go behind, how they react.
If we don't make those mistakes,
we haven't reacted to now.
If we don't make those mistakes defensively, we don't go behind. If whoever picks up Traore, if Dave picks up, I think it's Dave. If Dave picks up Traore,
yeah, I can't. That marking was shocking. We had like 8 people in the box.
Stupid challenge in the box. We don't concede a penalty.
But he's played. Who's he played right centre back?
If Jorginho doesn't make an idiotic pass, we don't concede against Arsenal.
But he played.
Zuma's in position. We don't concede against Southampton.
3 games.
Say again.
That says it all to me. I'm saying Tuchel's played Reece James right centre back 3 times. 3 games he's played him. And he hasn't played there all season, so he's adamant to playing there because he obviously I don't know whether he's
but he looked good against Christensen going back in. From what I understand, he looked good against Leicester in the final, bar that one.
Yeah, but he made the mistake. Yeah, but he made the mistake is what I'm saying. And in the final,
hang on. I had the same criticism of Rudiger when he scored the own goal against Sheffield United, but everyone told me he had a good game.
No, with Rudiger, what he did, right? Yeah, he did. That was a stinker. Don't get me wrong, but he did try to redeem himself with a bit of character coming back. He did put in a decent performance. But
did Rudiger kiss the badge?
But Reece James.
No. He still made the mistake. Is what I get. I get what you're saying. We do make mistakes. Goals come from our own mistakes, and that's the worst way to concede a goal. I'd rather concede a goal that's a world class shot or whatever. But
you guys think Reece is playing right centre back to get ready for the final, maybe?
Yeah, I think he is.
I was actually thinking that in the back of my head too. Like he's been playing there quite a lot lately now.
And that worries me.
So you think AC's not playing in the final?
Well, I think AC will be playing.
But AC doesn't have much
wait, no. I don't think AC will. No.
If you think Reece is going to play in a central position, then that means AC is not playing.
The problem is, right, if you put AC in, AC is not going to be 100%. He might be at 97%, right? And that 3%, God forbid, all right, and I hope it's not AC, if he did play, that a mistake or something might happen out because of he hasn't got the match sharpness. I don't think it's too much of a risk for me. I think with James, with Reece, he has performed well, and he's quite solid. And we know he's solid defensively, but that's not really his position either.
Okay, let's understand why.
I'd play Aspie there.
Let's understand why Reece was playing in that position for the last 2 games. It's because we were playing teams that made runs from deep, play the ball over the top, and we needed the extra speed in defense against Vardy and against Watkins, because Watkins drifts more to the left than he does the right most of the time. That's why Reece is there. Man City do not play that way. They're not lobbing balls over the top of the defense. So I don't think that James is going to play right center back. You're more likely to see no Reece James than Reece James playing at right center back.
Yeah, Foden plays on the left for City as well. He's not that type of player.
Plays on the right, doesn't he?
Foden.
Mahrez plays on the right.
Question. I just want to say, Cover had a better game than Jorginho yesterday. What?
Nah.
And that's so random.
Kovacic.
And that's so random, but he did. Yeah.
That's like saying,
Nah.
you know, getting
What did
mugged
Kovacic
is
do really
better
much
than
better than
getting
Jorginho in that game?
assaulted. I mean, that's
I'm with you, Jester. I'm with you, Jester. They both weren't great, but I've heard a lot of Kova slander, and I'm watching the game like, what did Kova do that was so bad? Like, I don't really see it.
He almost made a huge mistake in offense.
Jorginho did make a
I
huge
think it's
mistake.
McGuinn. Was it McGuinn who took that shot when Kovacic lost the ball?
Yeah.
McGinn, yeah. That was so close. I thought it went in.
I've noticed when our pivot doesn't play well, we don't play well.
When Conte's not in the team,
We never play well.
Well,
even like just generally speaking, our pivot, whether it's Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Gilmore, if they don't play well, like we don't tick. And
it's
then
our
when we
beating
don't
heart.
tick, the whole
It's our
team
beating
just
heart.
goes shit.
The problem is because we keep changing the pivot all the time.
We don't know.
Yeah,
we kind of have to sometimes.
Oh, we only have like few combinations.
It's only the back line that's pretty
Can Tuchel play Kante every game?
No.
No,
He hasn't been available every game.
So you have to do a bit of rotation.
Yeah.
Like we've been consistent with it when we've had consistency. Like the only times we've had to change is when Kante's been out injured or when Kovacic has been out injured.
Yeah,
Bar
the
that,
start of
we've rarely
Tuchel's
changed
reign
it.
was Jorginho and Kovacic in the middle.
That's so true.
Yeah, because Kante was injured, and they played really well together. Then when Kovacic was
I'll be
injured,
honest,
the Champions
I
League
think
run was
if,
Kante and Jorginho.
Yeah.
The Kante, Kovacic, and AC injuries have all hurt us really badly, especially the AC one.
Do you guys think if AC was going to start the final, he would have played against Villa, or do you think they're confident enough in him to rest him all the way to the final?
No, I think Tuchel will look at it as a like the way it looks. Sorry, the way I look at it, yeah, with AC, I think he's just got to perform for the whole game. One game, just perform. That's it. Just perform.
He's played well when he's played
for one game.
Because I think if he's healthy, he's got to start on the right side. But I wasn't sure if maybe they tried to give him some game time prior to the final. But if they're confident in his fitness and they don't think he needed game time, I could see resting him all the way there. I mean, he's been training, so.
What can
let me ask you this:
What can he do wrong?
Should he be risking Christensen in that game against Aston Villa?
If against Aston Villa, no. If he's not fit, then no.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I don't know. I think
final, man.
We got on
anyway.
Lampard for the exact same thing. Rushing players back too quickly. If they're not fit, don't play them.
Yeah.
So maybe
That's why I think
because he
he doesn't
thinks he
run
can
fist.
play the final. Maybe he thinks he can play the final, so that's why he didn't play him.
Yeah, because he said that Havertz and him were both in contention. Obviously, Havertz came on because we were losing and we needed a goal. He wouldn't bring Christensen off the bench at that point. So we never know.
It was a very last decision to bring Havertz, though. It was like the last decision because I don't think he really wanted to have him on at all.
Our guy was definitely nervous in both legs against Real Madrid. You're correct, bro.
Yeah.
So, no, he did want to bring Havertz on. That was always the plan. Havertz was going to play.
Give him some minutes.
To start the final.
Yeah, he needs to get much sharpness.
I tend to think AC will probably start on the right against City in the final, and then it'll be probably. Unfortunately, it'll probably be Asby on the right.
Can I ask you a question?
A1 delivery. Come on, G.
Jester, you just said that Havertz would probably start the final, and I heard a couple of other people say it before. Havertz should start the final. What is the tactical thinking behind that, based on how City play? Sure. Why is Havertz the best person to attack them?
Because he gives you a central focal point when he's playing through the middle. Players can play off of him because he will. You could play the 1-2, the give and go in basketball, and that's what we saw when he came on, and that's why we started playing better because he'll receive the ball and then give the ball back. So that brings players like Werner into the mix. He plays a lot better with Werner, or Werner plays a lot better with him than anybody else because Werner can play the ball into him and make the run off and know he's going to get the ball back. And that's what you have to do to cut open a defense when you're playing with three attacking
Remember the
players
Everton
on the
game?
pitch.
He had very good link up in that game.
Yeah, Hudson Odoi attacks, man.
I agree with that. I think Havertz.
Atletico as well.
Hudson Odoi plays well. You can't.
Second leg.
You know what we need? We need Peter Cech to start in the final. I can't lie. We need Peter Cech.
Peter Cech.
Yeah.
Big up Artem saying if Kante is not 100%, our chances are slim. I'm going to be real. Kante has to start this one. It has to be Jorginho and Kante for me, especially with his run in the Champions League. The guy has 4 man of the matches, I think, on the bounce. Has to have it.
Kante will literally give it his all. You remember Kante
Johnny,
in Europa League?
come out of retirement, Johnny, for one night, Johnny.
I was gonna say, do you remember?
I was gonna say, just come up from the retirement, and then put a 1 match against Man City. I want to.
Like, yeah. Do you remember the Europa League final with Kante, one-legged? He literally gave it his all. Made Traore literally cry off the pitch and stuff. Like, I feel like we're gonna get that Kante again, a 2-legged Kante as well. Like,
he was wearing the Stone Cold.
He's just gonna be everywhere.
Kante will be like
Kante's gonna literally make sure he's gonna literally give everything on that pitch. So we've got to have Kante on for that game. He's got to give everything on that pitch.
I don't think he was that injured. I think he felt a little something that thought if he kept going, he would get injured. And so before he did that, he was like, okay, let me just come off. Because I don't think it was like a thing where he actually injured himself. He just had a feeling like, okay, if I push it, I'm going to get injured. So I think
I meant Europa League final when he played one-legged, literally when he had an injection.
We're talking about
he's a machine. He's a machine. Yeah. He'll play on one leg, a half a leg. He's a machine.
And he'll smile the whole time.
He kisses the
badge the whole time. It's like
proper.
Dude,
he does, man. He loves Chelsea.
Of course he does. I know he does.
Yeah, he's. I love Kante, man. He's the most lovable player in the whole squad, man.
All the one-legged Kante is a 2-legged Kante. That's it. When he has 2 legs,
even
he's a 4-legged
80%, 70% is just unbelievable. When he's 100%, forget it, man. He's a match winner.
But we all know against that in that Man City midfield, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of fires to start out. So we need Kante.
Kante is a destroyer, man. Come on.
I think we're going to play.
Go ahead, Jess.
I think we're not going to play through the middle as much. We're going to play down the sides to start because Man City, if they're playing with a 3 at the back, they're going to concentrate on attacking the middle. If they're playing with inverted wing backs like they're doing now, then they come in to the middle as well. So I think the outball is going to be to the edges, and that's why I think we're going to be playing Kova and Kante, because the ball's not going to come into them as the first pass. It's going to go out to Chilwell. It's going to go out to God help us if it's Aspie, because Reece James is better on the ball, in my opinion. So you go out wide first to make City react and play wider than they want to.
Stretch them out, you mean?
And then you come back into the middle to a Havertz to carry the ball forward. So you don't need the passing through the middle as much as you would, let's say, somebody who wants to play down the wings. So I don't think that Jorginho is necessarily necessary. Not to say that he wouldn't play well. I'm just saying if he's on the pitch, they're gonna man mark him with the most physical midfielder they have on the pitch.
Well, I think
that's the way you beat
Mount. Regardless, will drop in with Kante and whoever, Jorginho or Kovacic. He'll drop in naturally. So we'll pack it in there. The most important thing is they will press us. So as long as we can break their press in, their first press, then we've got a chance. It's just being able to get out and relieve ourselves of pressure, because they will put us under pressure.
I think we need to use Thiago Silva's long balls as well. I think
man, he's quarterback. It's got to be our quarterback.
To be fair, Jorginho has shown a lot more to his passing in recent weeks. Like, there was the one against Leicester, I can't remember who it was to, and then the one yesterday to Dave out wide, and then the little ball he had to Mount, who should score there with that.
He did that against Leicester as well, yeah.
Yeah, like he's shown a bit more to his passing range.
That's what I'm saying. If we take those chances, no one will complain about our defense and midfield.
I think the bottom line is, if everyone turns up and if 80% of our players are all like playing at, I mean, they're not even 80. Everyone's got to play at absolute full maximum. Like, they've got to give it their all, because if you don't, you ain't going to beat City. City can be at 80% and they'll beat you. They're just that good. And I think we have to be exceptional to beat them.
And defensively, we have to be on our game. There can be no mistake.
I think Myron says they are playing a hard line instead of we are playing it. They are playing a hard line.
Yeah,
I think. Do you think Pep's gonna?
That's why I want Werner to start up front, because that's the only time he's ever any good, when you're playing a low block.
Yeah, he's
when you're playing not a low block, you mean?
Not a low block.
A high line.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, high line. Sorry, I'm too used to fucking Villas and Leicester Cities and all that bullshit. Sorry, guys.
I thought he was good against Leicester, though. He was good against Leicester.
Yeah, my criticism.
Yeah, but I feel like it was the crowd that kind of got on him. They kind of got the best out of him.
But you know, we say he's not good against low blocks, but if you look at his contributions, they've come against the Sheffields, the Newcastles,
the
low blocks. So I don't know.
Yeah, but in terms of assists, we're talking about getting goals out of him, and you don't get that when he is in a low block. You can still get assists out of him. Like, he isn't completely useless against him. It's just good luck.
But how many teams with a high line have he scored? He hasn't scored against high lines as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but
apart from Real Madrid.
Like Atletico Madrid in the second leg, they played a very high line in that match, and we caught them out so many times. The first goal came from that as well.
Yeah.
There was the Man City game as well, off the top of my head. What other game?
But those are assists, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. They also assists, not really goals.
You had to have most of the time. You have to have both to score a goal.
Like, he's barely been scoring. He's got more assists than goals this season, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Lewis, right.
He's our best creator.
That's why I've been streaming about Werner start on Saturday.
No, he will, Fata. Werner will play, man. He will play.
For me, it's Werner and Havertz, and the third is up in the air.
He does offer other things apart from scoring goals, and that's and if
I just hope the crowd.
If Havertz does play, I think their link up.
It's luckily Timo just
very good for us.
All right, boys, I gotta take off, but it was good talking to everyone.
Yeah, no worries, man. Check out Josh's Instagram in the description. That's for jumping on.
Yeah, boys, we'll talk later.
Come on, G.
Money.
Yeah, you lot were asking for the link as well, so we'll drop
it.
So Johnny,
are you guys seen the Hazard amount?
Would you be all out of sorts if Mount didn't start this game?
What if he doesn't start the final?
Yeah.
If we lose, I'll be fucking raging. If we win, I'm down for it.
Okay. Because I can see a possibility where he doesn't.
It's about us winning. I don't, whether Mount plays, doesn't play. I want us to win. Like, I don't care. But I just think he whether you want to criticize him attacking wise or not, I think what he does in the visible side to the game, what he gives to us, is too important to not have in the team against City.
No, when it comes to the final,
on that, please. Can you expound on
the
what he does?
The invisible side is the tracking, the looking out for his teammates, the covering of the ground, the pressing, the tackling, the disrupting the opposition. You saw what he did to Fernandinho in the FA Cup semi-final. Just that tenaciousness, that he never gives up. He will just nip in there every time. He will close down with his teammates. You need that. I think if you don't have Mount, you don't have the same kind of energy, man. Because Ziyech ain't giving it to you. Pulisic won't give you that. They won't.
Ziyech, this is my problem.
Yeah, but not like Mount. Not like Mount, Scott. Not like Mount.
But he still gives it, and this is my thing. Is like
the goal came through Ziyech. The goal came through Ziyech.
Not to the same intensity. Like
he does. I've seen it plenty of times. He did it. Was it against? He did it. There was someone I saw him do it to when he was the only one. And that's where I get maybe he doesn't do it as often. He's not. He's
that's not plasma, by the way.
He's not consistent with it. I think Ziyech might be the one that's going to surprise everyone. I think he's the one that might surprise us and play. I don't know
There's
why.
a player in there. It's just
I just think he might be that player. He's our most experienced in the front line. He might just be, apart from Giroud, obviously. But I just feel like he might.
Big up, Eagle.
There's something that gives me a vibe that he will. He can pull out something magical.
You want to jump in? I'll get you involved.
He can pull out something magical that the others can't offer us.
Well,
he's got it in him. He can make that one killer pass, basically, that no one else can do.
Not only that, he's got a shot on him as well. He's got a shot on him.
Yeah,
my thing is with Havertz in the side, he would be the one that played more of the false nine role to drop deeper. to carry the ball.
You know,
forward.
I said it. If Ziyech played the Bruno role for us, I think he'd be much better. Like dropping deep, putting the balls into the box, just making
he's
through
horrible
balls.
with the ball.
Oh, Lewis, where's Neil, Lewis?
He's too much of a luxury player.
Where's Neil?
Yeah.
Nah,
So-
I can't even get Neil on because I feel bad for him.
To
I
me,
like
Werner.
Leicester too much in it. I wanted Liverpool to drop out.
Yeah, fucking
to me,
dippers,
Timo
man. They've
does
done it.
the
I can't.
How
They
did
didn't
they
deserve.
get third place?
How did they get third? They don't even deserve to be in
They have
Champions League. Leicester
literally
deserve
slept
it, man.
to third because we're that
Bastards.
shit in front of goal.
I can't believe it, man. I just can't believe it. Can't believe it.
I don't
That
really care for like third or fourth though. And
Nah, they didn't deserve it, man.
Neither do I. But it's
I
a
know.
rivalry,
I'm
innit?
not saying they deserved it. I'm just saying.
Bro, Mane
That's just
somehow ended
rivalry,
up with like
like,
11 league
Liverpool,
goals.
innit?
I was shocked when I saw that.
So I'm not gonna lie.
here's-
I was cheering on Tottenham.
So, I'm sorry, but I think that Liverpool deserved it much more than us because they actually won their game. We
Nah,
didn't.
man. I'm talking about the whole season, Jester. The whole season.
No,
they
they
were terrible.
definitely-
The whole season is 38 games.
No,
Yeah, but they've been
Jester.
shit.
And they got more points than us.
No, Jester, I agree with you. They deserved it, but we shouldn't have made it a point that they would be able to deserve it. If you get what I mean, we should have handled our job, and we would have had
And
second
United.
place, not even
United
third place.
flopped,
But
man.
we
You
fucked
beat
up.
Arsenal,
That's
you
why I'm
beat
saying,
Villa.
how did Liverpool get third place? Because we fucked that up. We shouldn't have allowed that to happen. But I agree with your mindset as well. Like
what
they
fucks me
deserve
off about
it
it
'cause we
is not
fucked up.
that they got Champions League. It's more of the fact their fans now went from like using the excuse of the injuries and this player in defence ain't good enough, this player in defence ain't good enough, and now they're praising Phillips and Williams and going, oh, these guys did really well, they were brilliant. It's like, hang on a second, fucking January you were like, oh, we need to get centre backs in because these guys ain't good enough, they're not going to get us top
Henderson
four.
at centre back. That's
Yeah, exactly.
And they were doing that. They lost 6 games at home in a row, and we allowed them.
Big
to
up
finish
Myron
above us
Phillips. He knows.
because they
He
couldn't
knows
beat
the deal,
Arsenal
man.
and
We
Villa.
don't
I really
need the
can't
midfield
see-
three,
One
though,
sec, one
Myron.
sec.
I really can't
Minerals,
see
bro.
how they
Minerals
can
in that
make it.
super chat.
Guys, one second. Myron says Mount has to start. He's unique in our squad. Without the ball, Havertz and Werner will be up front with Mount behind the midfield three. We do need someone that can connect the dots between the attack and the midfield. And I get what Mason Mount. I said Mason Mount, Havertz, and Werner is my front three for the Champions League final anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make any other changes in that.
Did you know that
anybody
He's not
Mount's going to
unique.
be on the
though.
left,
I will
on
say
the
that
right,
he's not
right?
unique.
Yes, he is. Serious
Bro,
minerals, man.
Mount's passing is nothing special. Like
He's
it's just
unique
not
in our
great.
squad.
It's not great.
Do you know? Yeah.
He's a
Do you know
good player
what?
and he should start.
I'm already
He's not unique.
laughing at
That's why I
everyone.
take umbrage. He's
I
not
can't
unique.
be asked.
He's not unique
be
to
asked.
our squad.
No, he's
Sorry.
not unique. No.
No.
No, he's
Who's-
not.
Of course.
Who can do what he does in our team?
Yeah. Name me a player.
Press-
Go on.
The pressing have already
Okay,
said.
what are you talking about?
Ziyech
sir?
cannot press
What's so
like
can.
unique
fucking
about
hell.
it?
No, he can't.
I've seen him do it in games.
Oh my God! Has he done it for the whole season?
He can't.
He's been
He's
out.
having a laugh.
Been
Scott,
injured.
you just don't want to give Mount praise. You're just that guy.
I do.
man.
I'd literally. Hang on. No, right.
That's cool. I don't mind. It's not me that looks like an idiot. Do you know what I mean? I'm good.
I literally said in the same sentence, right?
I
That
can't
Mount
be
should
asked for
start.
it, honestly.
He is a very good player,
Can't be asked.
but he's not unique. So I've praised him twice and just said he's not unique. And you've said, oh, you don't praise Mount, you don't rate Mount, you just want to...
Please,
I've
No, you
literally said
don't.
that
You
he
don't
should
rate
start,
him. You
and he's
always
a very
say
good
you
player.
never rate him, man. Trust me, you said it, bro.
No,
You're
okay.
literally gonna make Scott pull his hair off. You're gonna get Scott to pull his hair off in a minute.
Johnny, you have to tell us what's so unique about him.
Now we
Because
rate
you
Mount,
can't
but
just say
when
he's
you start,
unique.
Honestly, you all
got the
got
minerals,
eyes, didn't
man.
you? You all got eyes, yeah? Go and watch
I hope
him
so.
and then tell me. Go and watch
Yeah, I
him.
got
He's got the
green.
minerals.
Don't watch all the fancy flicks and tricks. Watch the other side of the game as well. That's unique because there's not many players that offer you all of that in your locker. Name me them. Name me all these
Conte?
players.
There's not many players that score 6 goals in one season and 8 assists. Remember that?
Forget the goals, Jen.
There's not
Forget the
there's not
goals,
many
bro.
players that manage to
Yeah?
take 6 shots in a
They're
game and
all
only have
important.
one
They're
on
all
target.
fucking important
Listen,
goals. Every one of them.
You need to bring
was an
Conte
important
to
goal. And
it.
they all clutch goals. So have it
yeah,
right.
and that's his
Put
job.
res-
That's his
put
job.
Respect,
He has
put
his job.
respect on his name. He's not a fucking striker. All right. All our front line has been shit.
Including-
Ziyech, Pulisic, Odoi, Havertz,
Odoi?
Giroud, Tammy.
Whoa.
Tammy's our flipping
Hey,
highest goal scorer.
That's your
He's
boy.
hardly played.
I personally haven't had it.
No, I'm
It's
saying
gone.
if you want to
Gone,
give Mount energy, give it to everyone else, man. Give it to
All I'm
everyone
saying
else.
is, all I'm
I
saying
think
is,
we've all said that. we
Mount's an
haven't been good enough.
8-10. He's not a fucking
Wait,
winger
go on, Jen.
striker, bro.
Go on,
Let's
Jen.
have it right.
if Mason Mount,
he was
is
playing under
hard-
Lampard
Do you
there
know
as
what?
well.
Yeah,
Man.
the fact
He
is
was
that
playing winger under
I've got
Lampard
to
now.
keep,
Wait,
I've got to
wait,
keep
one sec,
defending
one sec.
Mount to my own fan base. I'm done with it, man. You just don't know ball,
Wait,
man.
was Mount playing on Twitter?
I've forgotten more ball than
No
you
one
know.
even criticised him. Someone said he's not unique. That's not
Yeah,
criticism.
yeah, that is a criticism because he is unique.
Say it again, Oscar.
Name me a
innit?
player.
It's not.
Name me a player that does everything Mount does. Name me them in our squad. Name me the fucking player.
In our squad.
It doesn't matter.
Name me a player. Tell me.
Pressing.
Every part of his game. Tell me. Clutch moments.
Clutch moments as well.
Clutch moments.
Where was he in the Leicester? Where was he in the
moments.
I think Kante comes in clutch first.
Let's just be serious, right?
Trickery,
Mason Mount.
outside the box.
One sec. Myron says he has. One sec, Johnny. Myron says he has no unique characteristics, but he's unique in the number of top characteristics he possesses. I can fuck with that explanation, to be fair. Johnny, what are you saying?
I've named them all. I can't be arsed, man. You all know what my
Yeah, but Johnny.
Hey, Kante
he's our own
Can I just
player.
say something?
He's our own
He's
player.
great on the ball. Dribbling's good.
I'm not asking you to bum lip
But he's got a good
Bruno
finish on him.
Fernandes or
His passing's
Kevin De Bruyne.
decent. Like, he has a lot of good characteristics to his game.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, he's got the minerals.
He's got all the love
Mason.
that. Yes, love it. What an upgrade.
Let's go.
Hey, Lewis, asbestos.
Let's go.
I don't know why you would want that medal.
Wait, Jen, what do you want
I
to
didn't
say
hear what
something?
you said. Say that again.
Go on, Jen.
I said that asbestos causes cancer in humans. I don't know if you'd want that mineral.
Oh no, I'm good. Oh, that's the most deadly minerals. It's just we got.
Can I just say one thing, real quick? One thing, yeah. Mason Mount, who is apparently supposedly our best player, which I can agree with. I can duck with. I'm cool with that.
Supposedly, Joe.
All right, wait, because Mendy could be in there as well. He's had the same effect. So let's just calm down 2 seconds, yeah. All right. So Mason Mount's been our best player this season. All right. You look at his statistics. All right, and Johnny, I know you're going to jump in on this, but let me just finish, yeah. If you look at his statistics, all right, if the bar that's set at Chelsea Football Club is Mason Mount scoring 6 goals and having 7 or 8 assists a whole season, then we've fucking dropped pretty low. Because I remember when we were hitting double digits, players that are legends of this club would laugh at that. Would fucking laugh at that. And it's not
How old is our squad?
It's not Mason Mount's squad. It's not Mason Mount's fault. It's a shame because the people around him have been poor as well. It's not just him. That's what I'm not saying. It's not just him. But if the bar that we're setting, because we protect him so well, is Mason Mount, then how fucking far have we fallen?
I will say as well on that point.
You look at his statistics, and he has been very good, and he has had clutch moments, and he's been important. I get that the eye test is right. Yeah. But the stats of all of our players in the final third, and the wingers and the creators that we've got is shit.
Yeah, but
we can't sit there and
all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. But take Mount out of our
Mount
side,
needs to be criticised with
and
we
will drop even further down.
One sec, guys. John Peters says Mount is a hype job, not unique. Calm down. Ben Assault also says Mount for me is the best of all time, generational. So we got 2 on either side.
I'm going to drop this one, yeah? Hold on. First, I'm going to drop this one. All the Mount haters, you're all coming out of the woodwork now. You've been silenced for a little while,
no one's a hater.
And you're all trying to make that hate that you feel right. You want to make yourselves feel right, but you're all wrong about Mount.
No, there's nothing bad about it.
No, hold on. And secondly, all right, he is a 22-year-old. He has played. If you look at the same number of games that he's played for Chelsea with Lampard, he has already exceeded Lampard's stats already.
Stop it.
All right?
Johnny,
so I don't want to hear Mount slander. Look to all your other international.
Wait a second, guys. You've got to hear Mount. Shall I tell you why you've got to hear Mount slander? Because he's not finished. Wait. Let me finish. Yeah, the reason why you need to hear Mount. It's not slander. It's criticism. Yeah, that's the word. The reason you need to hear Mount. Where you need. Johnny, let me finish, bro. 2 seconds. Just let me finish. The reason you need to hear Mount's criticism is because he's not the fucking finished article.
He's got things in his game that he needs to compete. Man.
No, but I'm.
Is he allowed to finish now?
Calm down.
What happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Someone decided to call me in between my great speech, which was great.
Go on.
But what I'm trying to say is, we should not be sitting here not criticising players when they're putting in. Mason Mount's been very good, but what I'm trying to get at is his stats. Right, he's had the most shots for Chelsea than any other player this season. 83 shots. Out of 83 shots, only 6 of them have gone in the goal. Come on, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, it's not slander, it's criticism. He can get better.
The whole club is relying on a 22-year-old.
I agree with you, but he can get better. And what's what I'm saying?
No one said he's not going to get better.
So what I'm saying is, he's not the completely article. If we want to criticise him for his game, then let us just pick out little things and say, look, he can get better.
Yeah.
He could do this.
I know he can, but
just because you criticise the player doesn't mean you hate them. You can point out a weakness.
He's the most hated player in our club.
He's not hated to me.
Oh, that's not true.
That's not true.
That is fucking true. It's true.
There's a guy that wears number 10 on his back.
Because Lampard overplayed him. Because Lampard overplayed him. Oh,
bro, Lewis, Jorginho's getting different.
Yeah, but I can't lie. Jorginho is the most hated player in our
every
squad.
game. Why is he being paid every game?
Mount's had his hate. Johnny. Mount's had his hate, but I can't lie. Jorginho gets it way
Johnny,
worse.
can you not understand what I'm saying?
I'll even say Timo gets it worse as well.
Have you guys seen Mount's comments? People are commenting him saying great game yesterday, but Jorginho's getting difference from yesterday.
Johnny, can you not
Jorginho, Kepa, and Timo.
Jorginho has made 3 mistakes in succession in different games, so the fan base is frustrated with him.
Yeah,
but he hasn't
made a single one.
He hasn't had it continuously all last season and this season. He just hasn't had it.
Yeah, but Mount doesn't really have
the amount of slander Mount has had.
Arsenal FA Cup match yesterday.
Accounts and shit like that.
Bro, we have Jorginho out accounts.
But if we're being real
about it, we have 4 Jorginho out
I don't
accounts.
hate Mason Mount, man.
Of course you didn't see that.
I like him a lot. I think he's a very
No
good
one
player,
said that he can't improve. He's going to improve. He's going to be one scary player.
But you make it seem like he's the finished article and that he's
I never said he's the finished
Champions
article.
League,
When have I said that once out of my
No,
mouth?
you didn't say.
I've never said that. I've never said he's world class. I've never said he's the finished article.
No, but you make it seem like he's untouchable and you can't
No,
criticize him.
I defend him when he deserves to be defended, and he deserves to be defended.
Scott said he's not unique.
He's our player of the season. What do you not understand? So what? His stats aren't that great. He's fucking 22, and the whole squad is dependent on him. What does that say of our club? What does it say of our £8 million signings?
That's
don't look to them.
That shows ever since Mount entered the club, our club declined.
Oh, you're a fucking waffler, bro. You're an absolute
But what I will say on
waffler,
Jim's point is it's a good point in terms of like with this whole Jorginho thing as well and the mistakes. If Mount scores the 3 chances he has yesterday, he could have had a hat-trick easily.
I've
or
said
at
my
least
piece
2,
anyway. I'm done.
At least 2. Then Jorginho's mistake, it's the mistake, but it doesn't cost us the game. And all of a sudden, Jorginho's not being focused on with all this hate. So if Mount scores his chances, we win that game, it's fine. So you can go both ways of it. You can criticise a player and praise a player. You can do both. You can criticise when a player does badly, whoever they are, whether it's Kante, Mount, Werner, Havertz, Mendy, Kepa, whoever it is. Yeah. You can praise him then when they do well. As I said, I praised him by saying he's a good player and that he should start in the final, but he's just not unique. That's all I said.
That's what set this whole thing off. He's not unique.
One sec, we got a few super chats to get through as well. Myron saying Johnny is jaded by all the people winding him up, to be honest. I can hear that to an extent as well. Aaron saying Jorginho deserves the criticism. Man's a nasty, disgusting player. The guy's been dropping stinkers for a while now, and he always costs us games. I've said all of those mistakes, they aren't really on him. And if we're going to defend Mason Mount and say that half of these aren't his fault, we can say the same thing for Jorginho. Zuma put him in danger in the Arsenal game. Reece James' sloppy pass put him and Thiago Silva out of position in the cup final. And that weren't even a penalty against Aston Villa. That was soft as shit.
Definitely was.
I'm not hearing none of it.
It was a penalty.
It was the softest penalty I've seen in my life, man.
Yeah, it's a soft penalty, but I understand it being penalty. But we should have had a penalty too. We should have had a penalty too.
Wait, Scott, what were you saying?
I said you can criticise him for that, and I agree where he said it. Like he deserves the criticism part. I agree. Nothing else do I agree with. You criticise him for the penalty, but then you have to criticise other players for their thing. Like you criticise Werner for the miss hit that he did where he could have scored. You criticise Mount for not being able to hit the target yesterday. You criticise who else? You criticise whoever was defending at the corner where they scored from with Traore.
Everyone's literally criticising our top goal scorer.
Work time.
Take care,
Pick
man.
up the panel. We'll see y'all again.
See you later, Jester. Yeah?
Who said that shameless comment just now? Who said that? Everyone's going down our top goal scorer.
Aaron.
Hey, I was shameless
scored
earlier.
7 penalties, man.
Penalties.
Come on.
Yeah, but that's my point.
Have
Like,
some shame.
the penalties that helped us.
Have some shame. What are we doing?
Who got the
Yeah, but that
minerals?
shows that's my point. That shows how bad our attack has been. But he's not.
Landed by Johnny.
No, but like, look, the whole thing is, yeah, all of these players, when they play bad, we talk about them. Like Jorginho, Mount, flipping Werner, like Pulisic. I feel like Pulisic.
Let's cook Pulisic, man. Let's cook him,
It doesn't
man.
have to be slander.
Yo, Holic, I've been
it's
cooking
Holic.
Pulisic for time.
Oh, it's Holic.
Hey, what's up,
but then,
guys?
like, that's the thing. You criticise Pulisic for what he did in terms of the whole game, but then praise the assist he did for Chilwell. You can do both, and it's fine.
Yeah.
He's definitely a super
Yeah.
sub. Super sub Pulisic, man.
Super sub.
Yeah, what happened to him? Like, it's, I wish Jem was still here because I was going to ask Jem because he likes Pulisic.
I don't know exactly what happened to Pulisic, but I have no clue actually. In all fairness, because he hasn't been injured, has he?
Oh shit, Daniel! I didn't even see you in the back there. Sorry, man.
I didn't. Wait, is Pulisic? Has Pulisic been injured for a while?
Yeah, Daniel, spit some minerals, bro. Spit some minerals, man.
Can you bring up that comment?
Someone say minerals. Who's got the minerals?
Lewis,
Oh!
You didn't see that before, Johnny.
Lewis. No, I saw the other one. Yeah,
Lewis,
man, I saw the other one.
Can you bring up the comment?
Johnny
by
be taking
Station
those
Kid?
pills every day,
Bring up the comment by
like
who?
an addict.
Station Kid. Please.
Let's not forget that Pulisic and Havertz are the same age as Mount. Johnny showed the same energy. That's the same thing for our whole attack. To be fair, our whole attack
Yeah,
is
but
really
Mason
young,
Mount's
and that's
cost
something we can
nothing.
take into account too. But I blame them all, regardless. They all get the same energy from me. I say
Pulisic
they've
and
all
Havertz have been worse though, and get
you
less
say-
criticism. So that comment is shit, man. Pulisic and Havertz are worse and get less criticism and cost way more. So that comment
That's
makes
fair.
no
That's
sense.
fair. That's
No,
what
they
I've been
don't,
trying to
though.
say, man.
They
Cost
don't.
what? What does
Everyone
Pulisic
goes in
cost
on
us?
Mount.
What do you mean?
He has
they don't-
one. Mount has
58
one.
million pounds cost
Listen,
Pulisic.
Mount has one poor game and everyone's on his head.
But Pulisic's got us top
no
4
one-
last
no
season,
one
by the
looks
way.
at everyone
Pulisic's got us
else.
top 4 last season.
Pulisic's neck.
And what has he done
Johnny,
next
I think-
this season? Fuck off.
Yeah, come on, man. This season, Pulisic's been
Johnny, I think
terrible.
every player's actually been
because he hasn't been
criticised.
fit. He
Like,
hasn't had
I
consistent
can't think of a player who hasn't.
No.
No, but what
stop,
I'm saying is the
stop,
moment
Maybe
when
Mendy.
Mount has a bad
Please.
game, everyone's for his head. It's always been like that.
No, yeah, Johnny. If people do come for his head like really badly, like for one bad game, then yeah, fair enough. But like, I think people just criticize him for like things like certain games and like that moved on from it afterwards, really. Because we know how good of a player Mason Mount is. Like everybody knows this.
He's a wonderful player.
Yeah, we know.
He is.
Why did you say
We
that?
know that.
As well.
You sounded like you find him attractive in real life, man. Calm down.
You know what? Yeah, you go and watch his lovely touches and his trickery and his aggression. He's got everything. He's locker, man. He's got all the minerals, mate. He's got all of it.
We know he's got minerals.
Man, I'm gonna
Hey,
leave
why
it
does
at that.
it? Why does that get Scott so frustrated? Like, his face is just so angry.
Daniel, my bro. Let's go.
It's more like I
Let's
just don't
go.
understand it. Like,
Man,
minerals
it's okay.
galore.
Like,
it's more because like I just don't understand it. Like you're talking about tricks and flicks and stuff, but if I want that, I'll go and get some young Brazilian.
No,
like,
he done
from
it.
the
He
Brazilian
does
or
it.
something.
He does it in moments where it's needed to be done. He doesn't do
We'll
it
call him
for fun.
Maltinho and it'll be cool.
Yeah, man. Look at what he did against Fernandinho in the semi-final. Just one example where it just allowed us to attack and penetrate. I think we actually almost scored from that, or did we not score from that? We might have scored from that. Actually.
we didn't score from that. Where Fernandinho's like trying to hold on to Mason
Yeah.
Mount.
He
didn't. We didn't score off it, but it was like that was brilliant.
It was a chance.
Fernandinho was on the floor. He's just trying to hold on to him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, in the semi-final in the FA Cup. Like
that was amazing. Saying I expect big things from Havertz next season. Yeah, now he's fully adapted to the league and he's had a lot of solid back-to-back games.
Havertz
I
has
think
been
next
so
season.
bad.
What was that?
Havertz has been so bad.
First half of the season, yeah, but I think he's been really good the last.
Yeah, let me make a point. Let me make a point. Havertz has been so bad. Joachim Löw was pressured by the German media to call up Thomas Müller. If Kai Havertz was any good, if he performed to a decent level, they wouldn't even have that conversation. Because he has been so underwhelming. It even affected his national team career.
I disagree with that. Just because you look
I mean, you can speak on his form up until March, and you'd understand that, but it comes with the other reasons, like him suffering through the virus and adapting to the Premier League as well.
Oh, he was playing like CDM on the rank.
Yeah, that's the thing. Go on, Scott.
He hasn't been that good on Tuchel.
All right, let's Scotland go for it.
With the Muller thing, like I think there would have been pressure even if Havertz had performed, just because of how Muller's played this year. Like you can't leave Muller out after the year he's had, like, and then go, oh yeah, it's just because like you can't leave him out. I don't think it has any bearing on how Hazard's been. It's amplified it, yeah, but I still think there would have been that pressure regardless of if Havertz had performed or not. I would agree. I think he's been disappointing. I don't think he's been terrible though. I think he's just been disappointing for what we expected. But I wouldn't say he's been absolutely terrible. Like I'd say Ziyech has been terrible, for example, across the whole season.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say Havertz has been terrible.
And Havertz is not an instant impact signing compared to the rest. You know, like Havertz. If you're paying that much money for a 21-year-old, you don't expect him to be banging straight away. It's more for a couple seasons time.
Couple seasons.
I mean like next season. I mean like next season. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm going to cook him, man. If he doesn't perform next season, he has no excuses now. He had a good excuse with Frank Lampard. Great excuse. That was a great excuse for him. And Werner. They had great excuses.
Kai Havertz.
But they have Tuchel now, and if they don't perform under Tuchel next season, we should recoup our money. Just recoup.
Well, you want to sell him?
If they don't perform next season, I'm going to sell them. Yes.
End of next season, middle of next season.
The thing is, I know Kai Havertz will improve next season. I don't think we should sell a 21, 22-year-old player.
To be honest, I don't have doubts about
we
Havertz.
We could mess up. Like, if he's 20,
yeah. He's been poor, but I don't have any doubt about him. My issue is Pulisic and the other lot. Werner.
Yeah, if he's 25 plus, then fair enough. But
the problem,
21, 22, so you got to add to that.
We're not sure where he's going to play in the Premier League moving forward. Is he a second striker? Is he a striker? Is he a right winger? Is he an attacking mid? Like, where is he really going to play moving forward? That's the only issue. He doesn't have a set. Like, the difference between like when Hazard came is we knew Hazard was a left winger, a left attacking mid. You know what I mean? He could alternate, maybe play attacking mid, blah, blah, blah. But we knew where he played. Havertz is still figuring it out because his best run is always when he plays center forward. He scored his most goals last season when he played center forward, and for us too. He scored all 3 of his goals, or 3 of his 4 goals playing center forward. So he's just better there. Will he get a chance to play there for a long period next season? Especially if you get a striker, I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
here's the thing about Hazard.
I agree, Daniel. I agree.
I feel like we want to wait till the contract runs out. Then at that point we can get Hazard for free. That's my preferable though. But even though like I
want Hazard nowhere near this club again. Let him. He needs to stay where he is, and let's move on. Let's move on.
Also, especially if we're talking in the contract, how long is his contract? Will he be like 30, mid-30s, like early 30s? Like no, thank you.
What was his contract though initially? Like 4 years?
And he went what?
Eden is living his dream. Let him continue. Don't come back, Eden. Please.
36. At least like 36 when he
Oh God, no.
Well, he could go to retirement home at North London though, but
just imagine though, Eden Hazard comes back fully fit, back to his normal self, Real Madrid in the mud again.
Golden minerals, man.
That literally Real Madrid feel like they got tricked and like lied to and
I'd love
cheated.
that just to screw him over, man. I hate Real Madrid.
Yeah, won't happen though, man. He's finished.
Probably not, maybe not, but you never know. You never know. He might come back to himself. Like, why was he so good for us? And in the first season comes to Real Madrid, he like went injured and like flopped, kinda.
I think
don't know why.
I think if he has a good Euros, then maybe he has a chance. Make a comeback.
Well, Real Madrid might not want to let him go if he has a good Euros.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think they're going to have that good at Euros. I'll be real.
Hey, Scott, stop hating.
No, I don't know who they got in the group is the main thing. I just don't see him starting. That's the thing. Like Martinez might start in just because it's Hazard, but if we're saying like on form and like who's playing the best right now, he doesn't get into that starting 11. Carrasco and Mertens both getting ahead of him.
He gets in.
Hazard gets in.
I swear he's their captain.
Hazard's the captain. So.
Yeah, he's the captain.
Is he actually the captain?
Yeah, he's the captain.
Yeah, he was the captain in the World Cup. He was the captain in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Hazard was captain in the World Cup, so I'm assuming he still is.
Do you reckon Eden Hazard's younger brother gets into the Belgium squad?
What, Thorgan?
Yeah,
Thorgan gets a shout always, yeah.
He's in the starting 11 or actual squad because they've already announced the squad.
Yeah,
he's in the squad.
Yeah,
he's definitely in the squad.
starting-wise.
He might do left wing back because he played there quite a bit.
They got Carrasco now. Carrasco's been
But
decent.
they might move Carrasco. This is my thing. They might move Carrasco further forward and play Thorgan at left wing back.
What are we saying, guys? What do we need in this team that we don't have to go through this again? Because I heard for Torres say this earlier. We finished on 66 points last season. This season is 67. I mean, we're pretty good in this cup runs, but we can't close any game. We choke in the big moments. So what needs to change from this season going into next season, or do we just need to hope our young players
get Romelu Lukaku?
Yes. A striker and some sort of good attacking coach.
Give Hudson-Odoi more game time.
Get Lukaku, man.
More experience.
Bring the boy back home. Come on, man. Let's go.
I can't believe we got rid of him just because what?
Imagine we signed Romelu Lukaku to replace Didier Drogba, and we replaced Romelu Lukaku with Didier Drogba. Only at Chelsea.
I just can't believe he went like he just had to go because of that. Pretty much.
Big up Zane saying, "Am I crazy if I want Tammy over Tino in the final?"
Yes,
what?
Tammy.
Yes, my bro. I appreciate the donation.
Yo,
but
Johnny's
you are
better
crazy.
account.
What is this?
What is
Let me know why. Because oh my gosh,
it's not even
Bro, Tammy's cards, he might as well give City.
I'd rather that cheeseburger than say up front first. I'd rather that cheeseburger.
Showing some minerals.
If I speak,
Angelin has a better chance than Tammy of making the bench, man.
I would take anybody over Werner at this point. I'm sorry, I would.
Not Tammy, because you can't have Tammy and Abraham in the final.
Listen, I'll take Giroud. I'll take Giroud. Giroud's played in all in. He's played in.
He's gonna be rusty.
World Cup finals.
Giroud against Highlight. No.
I don't care, bro.
You can argue by Havertz, you can argue anyone else, but you can't argue literally Giroud or Tammy, who's going to be rusty for the final.
Why not?
Because they're not going to be ready. What? You just go throw? Imagine Tuchel frozen, Tammy Abraham, or Giroud for the final of a Champions League club. Biggest thing.
If these guys are rusty, what is Werner like a well-oiled machine?
No, but Werner actually helps our team. He can win penalties, he can get assists, yeah. And yes, I know he can't get many goals, but he can offer other.
He has a bit of brilliance in him. He's an experienced guy. He's played in several finals, World Cup finals, FA Cup finals, Europa League finals. It's just one game. One game.
You know the difference there, though. You know the difference. He was playing games.
I'm right.
I know. I'm just saying his last game. Yeah. Last game for Chelsea.
Have you spoken to your expert?
He can do it.
You know Tuchel will get hounded if he did something like that.
No, he already fits the profile. I already know I want him, and that be our DM sorted for the next 5-6 years as a minimum.
Pep would love
get me Tuchel, get me Lukaku, and then get the league title in the Champions League.
Isn't Tuchel a box-to-box player?
No,
I thought he's more of a DM. Let me have a look.
I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone describes. I haven't seen him play. Everyone describes him as a box-to-box player, similar to. I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of reminding me of a Bakayoko a little bit.
Nah, Bakayoko was in a Monaco team that was excellent.
Who's that?
Johnny, are you in Tesco again?
I'm saying that because he only had one.
Sorry, man.
I would like to
see him saying Hazard loan like Bale wouldn't be bad. Bale is not coming Chelsea.
No. He's saying a Hazard loan, like so if we loaned Hazard, like Tottenham loaned Bale. That's what he's saying.
Pass.
Brett King as well. Also saying starting 11 for the Champions League final. We've already said the front three. I think we're all in agreement. Havertz, Mount, Werner, unless we got anyone else. Go on, Oscar. What are you saying?
Havertz, Mount, Cho.
I was gonna say, just say Chelsea. I know you're gonna put him in there.
Why would you play Hudson
Chilwell
in
won't
the
even come on as a
final?
sub, let alone start.
If I was the manager of Chelsea, he would be starting. That's
You're a
just
sick guy.
But there's a reason why fans are not managers, I think.
If I was the
fair enough.
manager
Fair
of
enough. But Chris,
It's a-
you watched
yeah.
Chelsea yesterday. You saw Havertz. You saw Pulisic. You saw
Yeah.
Ziyech. You saw Werner. You saw all these guys lose to Villa. So don't chat to me.
Yeah.
Please.
No. Oscar. Like, but you can't play a guy like Hudson-Odoi right there who's not been playing much. Yes, if he was playing games consistent, yeah, then fair enough. I would say fair enough.
Fair enough, innit?
Yeah, hey.
You could call it a gender,
I'm just saying.
but fair enough, innit?
Hudson
That's
Odoi
who I
the
would
Ryan Brewster for the
Right,
final.
midfield. I think we're going for Kante and Jorginho.
Yeah, sweet
Yeah.
God, yes.
James Chilwell as the wing backs,
Yeah.
and at the back Christensen, Silva, Rudiger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah,
want to know
obviously
is who. What I want to know is who's
Is Mendy
Lewis's 11. Who's his Lewis's 11 for the panelists? What's your 11 for the panelists, bruv?
What do you mean for the panelists?
For all of us lot, put us in a team, bruv. Put us in a team.
Oh
man.
no.
Right, I'm gonna need. I don't even know where you man play. This is the thing.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
for-
play
if
I play
we're playing Champions
CDM
League
and right
final,
back, you know.
Put us in a team, bruv.
What?
Put us all in a team.
Alright,
Chris,
see,
you're a
if you know
goalkeeper.
Mason Mount so well, we're gonna put you in left forward or right forward in the perfect position. Scott, because everyone calls you Timo Werner, we're putting you up front. You'll probably be better at finishing.
That's joke.
And because you banged the Cho roll, fucking Oscar, you're gonna go on the left.
I love it.
Fata, I'll put you in the pivot with I don't know, Yash. Frag will put you in centre back. I'll go centre back as well because I'm fucking shit up front. And I guess I'll go with Chris because you said you're
Wait,
DM.
you sure we want me to pivot?
Yeah,
I don't even
I
know
can play
how many
DM.
people are picking on this, but who goes in goal? Daniel, we'll put you in goal. Fuck it. We don't need a left back.
Mendy. I'll take it.
With me, I should be on the bench now. I'm fucking shit.
If I'm in goal, there is no 40-yard goals, bro. No 40-yard shots, none of that. I'm not capable.
Oh, 1 second. Oh shit.
That was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Johnny, you're in the waitress or something. Johnny.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I'll switch off.
Excuse me, whoever in the cash desk. Can you know what Johnny's face looked like?
Is it what?
No, I was talking about the whoever servicing Johnny in the cash desk.
You can serve yourself.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Jeez.
I said
Yeah.
Monster and the Silver.
That's what I always. That's what
Oh no, wait, I haven't even read Drew's super chat. Fucking hell. He said, I want Werner, Havertz and Mount to be our front three against City. Agreed. No one talks about how poor Pulisic has been the last couple of weeks. Other than the Leicester Cup game, Leicester League match, which to be honest is still a debate in itself, this playoff Pulisic thing has been a fucking myth. I can't even lie to you guys.
Yeah, he's a super sub. He's just, he's just a super sub, man.
Absolute myth.
Yeah, all the more reason for Cho to be getting more game time as well. I see why you're pushing it. If we get Lukaku, we should go to a two-strike. Should we go to a two-striker system next year? I feel like Havertz and Werner would benefit from that. Yes, we already know that's the way we get the best out of Timo Werner when you have
I'm backing what someone said. I'm backing what someone said the other day. The 4-3-1-2, like a diamond. I'm backing that now. Someone mentioned the other day, and that's actually a brilliant idea.
4-3-1-2. That could be a 4-4-2 diamond as well, depending on the team.
That's what I'm saying. You go Werner and Lukaku, say up top. You go Havertz at the 10. You go Mount and Kante probably as the two like outsides of the diamond, and Tuchel if we get him at the DM.
Yeah.
And then you allow Chilwell and James
Then
to
you
get further forward then as well.
Scott, wouldn't you say you need a more experienced DM in that role for the whole season? Because Tuchel is what, 19?
20, I think he's 21.
Yeah, that's still 21 first year. I mean, he could be great like a Fofana, because Fofana's what, he's 20?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's 20, so he could just slip in, but then he couldn't.
I gotta go in a bit, lads.
Bless Oscar.
See you later, Oscar. Yeah.
Again,
I've never watched
what
him play.
would sway me on it, I do get your point. What would sway me on it is having Tuchel in charge, because I feel like he tactically would be able to he'd be able to coach Tuchel how to play in that way, how to play as that lone DM. and with Kante kind of not next to him, but Kante in that system, Kante will be dropping back a lot as well.
Oh, jeez, Myron's in here.
Who is that?
Yeah. Myron Phillips. If this thing connects.
More than likely, though, I think he'll probably play what he did at PSG, the 4-2-2-2.
I'll pick that. Yes, Myron. What are you saying, bro?
I don't know how that would work though.
Because he likes playing the two attacking mids. So you're basically giving up one of your center backs for you're giving up your center back.
How would that work in terms of personnel though? Is the only thing I'm thinking. Like, how would you do that in terms of the personnel? Like, who would play where?
Well, in that system, Havertz is one of the two strikers, and Lukaku definitely. So Lukaku and Havertz up top. Mount and another in the two attacking mid spots, and then your two defensive mid, just Kante and whoever, Tuchel or Rice.
To be fair, that's actually quite good as well. Because that's where Mount was playing under Lampard. Like when he was playing as a winger, he was more playing as like he cut inside a lot more as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But I mean,
that could actually work.
It all depends. He could play it like that because that's the system he used mostly at PSG with Neymar and Mbappe up top, and then he had Di Maria and Draxler usually.
No, that was he only started playing that when Icardi started banging in goals when Mbappe was injured. Or was it Mbappe or Neymar? One of them was injured and Icardi played, and then he went Icardi and Mbappe up top and Neymar and Di Maria on the wings. Because that was when he started doing that.
Yeah, but we see that he can play with that system when he's playing with like an actual center forward. Yeah, and I think he'll do that if he has an actual center forward. Go with two up top. Vernon and Havertz can rotate. And Lukaku is the main guy, and then we just play off them.
Yeah, and that as well would mean that you get someone next to Havertz, so hopefully he should be a lot more involved in terms of finding space. Werner, we've already said, works better in a two-striker formation. Yeah. You still get Mount in the team in an advanced position, which is beneficial, and it means that Kante gets in the team, which I think is beneficial as well.
On the second, the diamond could be the best option because the best football we've ever played in the last 10 years was when Ancelotti played that diamond with Deco, Ballack, Lampard, and who else was it? I think it was Mikel. I think.
Michael. No, wait.
It was Maluda. It was Maluda playing. He played left mid. Yeah,
Maluda played on the left. Daniel.
Left mid. It was Ballack right. It was Deco up. I mean, it was Lampard right, Deco up top. I think it was Makalele. No, not Maka. Essien or
Essien. Yeah.
One of those two. But that system got us over 100 goals. It was the most fluid that we've played.
And an Elka.
That would work too. I think ever.
Yeah,
that was
I'll tell you what, it shows we have
options in that.
It shows we have options as well. Because as well, people have talked about we could play like a 4-2-3-1. It means we'd only have one striker. But it's having options to rotate, and it means we'd get actual. That would be where we get like the wingers involved. We have Pulisic and like Hudson-Odoi more involved when we're playing with like actual wide players. Yeah, that could really it just shows we have options. As I said, it means if we get who we need, then the possibilities are endless.
But that just shows how close we are. If two players change all our options like that, I just get in two different
maybe
players,
three, just because you'd think maybe another centre back. But I do get your point. It's like two players, and it's like, oh my god.
Baby, I'm on a call.
Oh, that's so true.
Oh.
There he is. Well, the problem with
Go on, Myron. What are you saying, bro?
I was just going to say the problem with our playing these other formations, especially the diamond, is that I don't think we have the midfield profile for it, because we tried doing that under Lampard, and I know there was other problems with Lampard's system. But the reason I think we moved to this back three primarily is not because we don't have the center backs, but because we don't have the midfielder for that kind of exposure. We don't have. Jorginho needs a lot of help. Right. I know we have reasons we like him, and I love him too, but there are shortcomings to his game, and we know that Conte needs the 6-6 to really get the best out of him to break forward. So, I mean, the problems are the player profiles we have in that midfield. I don't think it's the problem with the center backs. And so that's why I'm really on the train. Yeah.
No, I agree with you too. That's why we've been saying we need to destroy a DM in the side as well, because that's the profile that we're lacking. And that would make us more flexible. So yeah, I agree. That's a great point.
What about if we got Tuchel though? Would you think it would still be the same problem, or do you think that would help?
No, that would cure it entirely for me. That would cure it entirely for me. Yeah.
Oh, Jem is back in here. Yes, bro. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, but no, think about it. In that team, the only sitting defensive mid we had was Mikel. Essien wasn't a sitting mid. He was a roamer. Ramirez was a roamer. Yossi Benayoun, Lampard.
Yossi Benayoun.
Oh man, Benayoun.
Jasper Kekrin. Like, look at the team.
Throwback.
Yuri Zhirkov.
And Deco.
Zhirkov was a baller.
He was a jerk. That's what he was, a fucking jerk.
What happened, man? Did you not sign your shirt or something? Zhirkov.
Jerkoff, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Fucking, what the fuck's Jerkoff, bro? No, actually, he scored that one banger. Do you remember in Russia? He scored
Moscow, running the Champions League, that chip. Yeah, I remember that. That chip.
That was a banger, bro.
Oh, yeah, that was
So what's the talk now? What are we talking about? Mount? No, I'm joking. What are
They're talking about Mason Mount and Billy Gilmore.
We're talking about Jorginho and his stinkers. Have we had that conversation yet?
Oh man.
Oh no.
Go on, Lewis.
What about Callum Hudson-Odoi and how shit he is, and we need to get rid of him?
See, I love how you're saying it now. Oscar's left.
I thought Oscar was still here. That's what I'm saying.
Now we're talking about how this guy's about to bag his first goal for Chelsea this week.
I'm just hoping.
I can't lie. I fancy him to score in the Champions League final, though. I can't lie.
Do we start him though?
If he scores in the final, Lewis, oh my god, can you imagine?
If it is, you might as well mute me, Jem, because the amount of shit I'm dropping on Twitter that night, and I'm asking you in every single one of them, I'll be proper shameless.
Hey, do we know if Mendy?
I hope so. Cause I don't really trust Aspi like that, because we ain't going to be playing him at right wing back. I'd rather we go for James, and I think the Villa game was a big example of it.
Why do you not trust him? Oh, sorry, you said right wing back. All right, no, I don't trust
right
him.
wing back. I only trust him defensively, but if they play a higher line, we're also going to be more offensive too.
Why don't we? Why did we move Aspie? This is what don't make sense to me. Why did we move Aspie from right centre back to right?
So James can step into midfield.
Yeah, but yeah,
and I get that. But
when
let me change it. It's not Aspie that I'm a bit worried about. It's Reece James at right centre back. I don't really back Reece James at right centre back like that. I'm not comfortable with his passing from there. He makes too many mistakes.
Why don't we just play Reece James and N'Golo Kante in the middle? That'd be a beast midfield, bro.
I agree with that.
Jorginho, are you mad?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm not trying that this season.
No experiments, please.
Please.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, do you think it's a coincidence that the last 3 games we've tried this Reece James, the last 4 games we've tried Reece James at right center back in this little switch, and we've lost 3 out of the last 4? We've made mistakes.
Absence of Conte.
That change makes no fucking sense. We literally had the best.
It just throws your team off. That's all it does. It just throws the team off.
It does make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That was when you keep
we weren't struggling prior.
Our defense was
Why did he have to
it was
do that
literally the best defense in the world. Up
makes no sense.
From the point Tuchel
because Conte's not there.
The thing is, though,
against Leicester, it made sense.
We can say this though, but then I had the same complaints about Aspie right wing back, and then against Real Madrid, he had an amazing game.
Yeah, but that's one out of how many? And how many times
Aspie wasn't really the problem. It was for me. It's Reece James. I'm not comfortable with him in right centre back like that.
No. My point is
defensively, when it comes to playing out the back, nah. Too many mistakes for me.
He's weird.
Look at the goal against Leicester. Was Reece James making that pass down the center, right? Look at the goal against.
And there were so many times
in both games against Leicester, he did that. In the second game against Leicester, he's the one who passed the ball to Kovacic through that center.
No, Kovacic had a terrible touch.
You know what's
and he
had a Villa as well. Too many times. I don't back Reece James at right centre back. Not
in the final.
All I'm saying is, Aspilicueta doesn't make that pass.
In the final, you'll see him there. I'm telling you, and it'll be because
what when we face an even stronger pressing side, we'll give him less time on the ball.
They're used to playing that role.
I don't want it. I want Christensen at right centre back.
He's not going to play him, man.
Strongest team
if he plays.
Right centre back.
I'd rather have Christensen play there or Aspie play there.
Aspie.
I'd rather Reece James either plays at wing back for me or he doesn't play.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're assuming that Christensen's going to come back out of injury on form, and I think that's really the main issue here is that you throw him into the Champions League final after how many weeks out, and then I know that our James isn't ideal at right center back. No one really wants him playing there, but it makes sense given the profiles of teams we're playing against. Why we played it that way. Now, I think he'll probably just for continuity keep the same formation.
Where did Reece play against City? The 2 times we played him, where did Reece play?
Wingback.
Honestly, I don't remember.
That's my point.
He played wingback.
Right, I would want him there
play
too.
Wingback against City as well.
But who are we putting at center back? Right center back.
I think you're either going to
put
Christensen.
Aspie, Thiago Silva, and Rudiger, man. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong
That's
with that.
experience, man.
I have no problem playing the captain in the cup final. Like I'd rather play Aspie than not play him.
Exactly.
He's our captain.
Exactly.
We owe him that.
We don't need Christensen pulling Blimming Sterling Schultz down like he did against Mane when he ran through.
No sentimentality.
Right?
What do you mean? We're going to see Christensen outpacing Sterling like he did with Mane.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, you and your pooey agendas, bro.
No, it's just winding you up, man. It's fun. Look at
Yeah. I know deep down inside, Christensen ignored you when you were trying to get a signed autograph a few years ago. That's the reason for it. Some BS.
To be fair, I'd rather have his autograph than Jorginho. So yeah, that's true.
I'll take the Christensen prop for what it is. A man said Christensen going to be thrown up before the game. He must have been thrown up heavy before he put Hazard and Vinicius in his back pocket for 2 legs. It's mad.
Did you see what Hazard retweeted earlier?
Lewis, take no prisoners, man.
You know when they were talking about him coming back to Chelsea and whatever else, yeah. So he retweeted what he said originally when he first announced about coming to Chelsea. Yeah, back in May 2012. Where he said,
Hazard did that.
If you read it,
Mark, I don't see it. His last tweet was from the first leg.
I've got it on my phone. I'll send it to you.
No worries.
No way.
Oh, wait,
Someone said it to me in WhatsApp.
Put it on the screen. I want to see it as well.
Could be Photoshop.
Basically, he retweeted the May 2012 comment, which basically just said, "Whoever wins the Champions League final, I'll go to." It, basically, it's the same. So
What a troll.
just retweeted it. Yeah, he's trolling.
Okay, thanks.
I did a bit
Stop twerking. Stop twerking for us, man. You're not coming back. Just stay where you are. You're in Real Madrid now. Enjoy your time.
He ain't the embarrassing twerker. The embarrassing one's Declan Rice. Like he's forgetting he's at West Ham, and I think he's their vice captain.
Yeah, but he's at West Ham, a poverty club, man. Come
Fucking hell, they don't look like a poverty club right now, and I hate them.
Declan Rice twerks differently for us.
Nah, I can't.
There were times when they were fun to watch.
They're pretty decent. I can't lie. I hate
telling you right
them
now,
credit.
man. They will end up in mid-table next season, man. Mark my words.
Yeah, probably.
I hope so.
With Europa League, they will. It'll be too much for them.
No, these fuckers can barely even get out the qualifiers the last 2 times that they were in there. Just give them Astra Gugu for the third
It'll be
time.
too many games. It'll be too many games for them, for their squad. They won't be able to take it.
Do you guys think Rice moves this summer?
No, he's 80 million quid. No one with common sense is going for Declan Rice for 80
That's not a real price tag.
West Ham aren't going to hold on to him. They're not built like that. They're going to ponder and posture all they want, and he's going to get sold for 55 million.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought.
The reason
he's going to get sold for 55 million. All this 80 million talk is nonsense. It's not
Dan. The reason they're offering 90 million for Declan Rice is because he's their best fucking player, like what Tottenham are doing with Harry Kane. But now they want 200 million instead of 150 million. They know they're not going to get it, but they're pricing them higher. You know
These mid-table clubs have they have too much money, man. Too much money. How the fuck are West Ham going to demand 90 million, man?
Because you got him in the Europa League. That's why.
Yeah, I can understand why the top 6 wanted a better deal for themselves, man. Because these mid-table clubs get way too much money, man. 90 million for Declan Rice. Nah,
you post something on Facebook. You put something on Facebook Marketplace, and you don't list it for the price that you're willing to part with it. You list it for the absolute dream quantity that some rich jerk's just gonna come up and like hand you, on first offer. And that might have been us back in like 2003, but that's not how we operate anymore. That's not how anybody operates. I don't think they get 100 whatever million or 90 million. That's not gonna happen.
Sancho is there for less.
It's going to be a lot less.
Not the same position, but you get my point, man. Sancho
55.
Yeah.
You can tell he's going to get frustrated playing there over the years, and it's going to get worse.
Yep.
Right now, he's playing the game of, I don't want to. I still love this club. I'm not trying to, put in the transfer.
Give it 2 years.
Eventually, he's going to do that, especially if he sees the likes of Mount. If the likes of Mount and the rest of them win a Champions League, that's he doesn't want to end up like Kane. No one does. You're stuck there for 7
My point is, you
years
spend 90, 80, 70, 60 million on a player who doesn't start in your team. Doesn't make no sense. Who's he dropping? Who's dropping for Declan Rice currently?
Jorginho, easily.
What? So you'd play Kante and Jorginho in the middle?
Horses for courses, though.
I'll play Kante and Rice. Like I said.
Why are we spending 80 million on Rice?
We're not.
Anything over 50 for Rice is a scam.
Don't worry about that. It's not going to be 80. They're asking for that, but if we do sign him, it's going to be for around.
But they've got no reason to sell him. It was the same thing.
They're not going to sell him at 40 mil.
Yeah, but Chilwell, they had no reason to sell Chilwell either. Like they could have held on to that because they knew that we wanted him.
We'll take that and we'll get someone equally as good, if not better.
Tuchel is 34 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he's a risk player, isn't he? Let's be serious. You don't know if he's going to come in and actually kick off.
Yeah, but so is Rice, because we don't know if
every signing is a risk.
You guys have so much faith in West Ham. They're not gonna hold on to him if he wants to leave. They've never been that club to able to leave.
He doesn't want to leave. He's got no reason to leave him at the minute. He's not asked to leave. He's not put in a transfer request. He said he's happy to stay there. So if they've got no reason to sell him, they can want whatever they want. Because the same thing with Leicester with Maguire and everyone else was like the only player they had to sell because they wanted him to go. He wanted to go was Mahrez. Only player.
How about we just give it to Tammy Abraham for 45 mil and then we get Declan Rice, same value.
Two birds, one stone.
Rice's contract ends in 2024 as well. His contract ends in 2024.
If Rice had the right attitude, he would put in a transfer request and show his ambition.
I'm telling you,
he would kick up a fuss.
This West Ham nice run is gonna end because they're not a great team. They've had a little good run. They've had players.
Moyes has teams playing the system that he wants them to play.
As a player, done it there for a long time.
Exactly.
You look at their team. Like their expectations. Good.
Oh, go on, Scott.
I would say their team's actually good. Like you look at the players they've got. They're like a few players away from being able to build on what they've done this season. Like going forward, they're good. They just probably need a backup striker. And if they go and get Tammy, then.
I mean, would you say
they will shit the bed next season? I think.
Would you say
what are their finances like?
I gotta jump off in a minute or two. So final thoughts. I gotta go on Lawrence's stream.
There you go.
I'm just glad that it wasn't that kind of hectic stream like yesterday. That's all.
This one's been slightly chilled. Like it hasn't been a 3-hour Rice and Tuchel and Jorginho scream sesh. Yeah. This one's just been like
a transfer session,
like Johnny Bomb, the minerals and everything like that. But other than that, it's been cool. But big up everyone who's locked in. Myron as well. Great to see you on here as well. Always appreciate you being in the chat.
Thank you, man.
Great to have you on, bro. Big up everyone who's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. As always, because this is Champions League final week, we'll leave you with this photo. And until then, take care, like and subscribe. And as always,